Welcome, guys. Welcome back to another Sunday special live stream here where we're going to take a look at your work. So if you are here, if you're in the chat, again, as always, as we always do, let us know where you're tuning in from. That way other people watching can read the chat and go, oh, shoot, there's somebody else from Venezuela, wherever the heck you're from. And it just helps people get to know each other. So nonetheless, guys, if you're out there, you're in the chat, let us know where you're watching from. Also, again, if you're here, give the stream a like, guys. We're off to a fantastic start already, but still got to push the like button. Also, share this stream, all right? YouTube doesn't really share this crap anymore. So if you guys, what did I say, crap? Come on. Anyhow, share it if you can. If there's a group of people that you think that could help, share it with them. Bakersfield, California. Right on, right on. Okay. All right, so good news today, guys. Got an email that said we hit 10 million views, 10 million total views. To some, that may not be a lot, but I thought that was pretty cool. 10 million, why not? Sure, something to say cool. Milestone, sure, whatever. Ontario, Canada. That's two Ontario, Canadas. Death and Danick, or Death, whatever it is. You guys ought to get to know each other. You're not far from each other. So, anyhow, evening, Steve. Who else we got? Bacon Bits. Good to have you here. Netherlands, Kevin. Awesome, guys. So, I'm just going to give you a few minutes to get your work sent in. Email scrolling, oh gosh, at the bottom of the screen. Bam, right there. Send your work to that email address. We already have a few, and we look forward to getting more in there. Now, before we go too far, I do want to, as we've begun doing, is we will briefly talk about the thumbnail photo. So here is our thumbnail photo for today. Let me get that pulled up over here. Bam. Yeah. So the reason this one made it is because I just did a quick YouTube search and I saw it and I was like, oh man, this is what happens when we try to do things we shouldn't do. And believe me, I am just as in that boat as other people, right? But this is an entire shoulder. This is on a woman's shoulder. It goes on. There's some whatever this stuff is down here, it's just rough, okay? It's just rough. If you're getting tattooed and you feel like it's going horribly, don't be afraid to just maybe stop, find a point where you can get out of there. I mean, again, I don't know if this was done in a shop. I sure hope not. And just because you're in a shop doesn't mean you do fantastic work. That's also a common misconception as well. So anyhow, that's why it is on the thumbnail because, well, it just looks like these eyes are like this stuck inside of this weird, creepy mask. I don't know. Just give me the creeps when I saw it. So anyhow, don't do this, guys. Don't do this sort of thing. Basement shop. It might be a basement shop. And I'm not even pooping on basement shops because if you do it right, you could have something decent there. But again, if you're acting like a basement, I don't know, whatever. So that is that. That is gone. Is Andy here? Let's see if we got Andy here. I don't think he's here yet. That's not a problem. So, guys, get your work in. I do have quite a few here already, actually, so that is good. That is good. Let me know where you're from. Give this stream a like, guys. Share this stream. Subscribe to the channel. Turn your notifications on because YouTube, again, doesn't really let you guys know. I hear all the time, I didn't know you were live. I didn't know you were live. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. Hit notifications. Turn them on and then have it tell you, like, there's a button you can click for everything. So it'll tell you anytime anything happens. I promise I don't put out shorts or anything like that. So you're not going to get beat up with notifications and stuff. So anyhow, Richmond, Virginia, say hi to some people in the chat. And then I promise here in about 3 minutes, we're going to start looking at some work. So again, let's say hello. I got my notification. Sweet. So militia got their notification. Daniel is coming from Colorado. Nice out there. Brian Waters. Hey, Dave. Idaho here. Thanks for your time. I spent some time in Idaho. Not too bad. A bit desertish where I was at. Steve Green in the UK. Right on. In Andyland. That's Andy's home there. Anyhow. Danick, I upgraded to a kitchen shop. Congratulations. At least you're no longer downstairs. You're on the level. Then when you get to the next level, you go upstairs into the loft. Then after the loft, then you got to go somewhere else. Okay. but you're going places there. Looking like old Greg. I don't know what that means. It must be talking to somebody else. Oh, talking about the piece. Yeah. All right. I've got bad work at a shop. Absolutely. Now, if you're just tuning in, guys, give the stream a like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just going through the chat real quick here, giving us a few minutes to say hello to everybody. And then I promise we'll be getting to your guys' work. Again, email scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Get your work in. First come, first serve. I appreciate super chats. I think that's awesome that you guys support enough to do that. But however, it's just going to be that if you send a super chat in, it's just like, hey, Dave, thanks for what you're doing. Here's $1, whatever it is, right? But I won't take your super chat and then push you to the top of the line to get your work checked out, because I don't want it to be a pay to play game. I just enjoy tattooing and enjoy helping people out, and running my mouth for a few minutes. Okay, sorry. We got Militia Man. He said, I recently got a bad tattoo from a shop. Right. Shop doesn't necessarily mean good tattoos. Just like the house. I mean, you're more often if you're in the house, you got to be a little bit cautious. But if you know what they're doing, if you see their work, yada, yada, you get it. Australia, huh? What do we got here? Michael Trojak, Queensland, Australia. All right. Let me get back down here. Colorado, Virginia, Katura, thank you for Virginia. Mason, what's up, boss? What's up, boss? One of us is boss, and I don't know. You're the boss. We got, again, Jerry from Nebraska. Andy B. Dave, you not sent link, bro. I did send you the link, but hey, it doesn't mean that I did it correctly. Not a surprise. So we're going to send this again to Andy. Just give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'm going to send the email with the link to Andy. No problem. Link for today live stream. And then we will, bam, send. All right, Andy, let me know if you got it. Let me go check my sent emails to make sure. All right. It says it was sent at 5:38. So, nonetheless, we have a few pieces in already. Usually on these live streams, guys, we're able to get through about 30 emails on average. Arkansas, Stephen Ray is from Arkansas. Welcome, Stephen. Welcome. Washington State, Dreger Eek. Don't take it the wrong way. I'm going to butcher your name. It's just the way it's going to be. And most of you guys already know this. In my office, air work. Roof. Yeah. Yes. All right. The next, after you get to the kitchen, loft, the next spot is the roof. Guys, we are going to be checking out your work shortly. We're just giving Andy a couple minutes. Apparently, I messed up. Didn't send him the link or whatnot. So he's going to jump in here. We're going to start taking a look at your work. Give the stream a like. Subscribe. Dark Eyes, good to see you in the chat. What's going on? Hey, Nepa here. What? Jason, hey bud, big love from the UK. Yes, big love back to you. And yes, I like that. Yeah. Let's see. We got Ryan Thomas. What's up, Dave? How's it going, man? It's going good. Fantastic. Spent the morning at church as usual. It was Kids Day at church today, and man, was it awesome. We had a bounce house. It was just a good time. A really good time. So again, started the day off right. Been a good day. It's always nice. Sunday evening comes along. Jump on here. Say hello to all my friends and what have you. We come down here. I don't know if Andy got it or not. We'll give him plenty of time. No worries, Andy. Send me the link, Dave. I seen it. I did seen it. I sent you the link. All right. Who else we got here? What's your opinion on using a magnifying light? What? Oh, lights with the magnifying glass in it. Or like, I know what you're saying. I believe you're talking about the lights that, are literally magnified, like has a magnifying kind of glass thing built into it. Never used one, though. I think it might be a pretty good idea. I really do. I know. Again, I don't know. I haven't really used it. Andy, hit me up on the old telephone here if you don't have the link or you can't find it again, or if something's going on. Let me know. I'll send another one over to you and try to fix it up. Award winning does not mean good. That is true. I guess that's true. You think if you won an award for tattooing, you would be decent, right? You should be kind of good. It just depends on who's at the event, right? Sometimes you see people win awards, and it's like, well, I don't know who was at that particular event, right? Who was your competition? But again, I'm not that guy, right? I'm not the guy to go and like compete. I just like tattooing. Sometimes we do awesome, cool realism tattoos. Sometimes we just do, exactly what the client wants, a simple little black and gray thing, or maybe they want a little line thing, little name or something. That's just what we do, right? No, you're the boss. No, you're the Mason. You're fine. I'll be the boss. Fine, Mason. I'll be the boss. Oh, it's really laggy? Ah, crud. Is it? Oh, it is really laggy. Dang it, I even tried a different internet. Oh, yeah, it's really laggy. Dang. Let me know, guys, how laggy is this? If it's bad enough, I might try to switch, but I don't know if it'll drop the stream out if I switch. Let me know, guys. How bad are we? In the meantime, Kensa is from... I already lost it. Watching from Texas. Two people watching from Texas. Your wife is the boss. Well, don't let it go to her head, but, you might be right there. Need some Starlink, bro. Yeah. Had really laggy spots. Right. I don't know what's going on. I have switched my internet. I have changed. I've done... Geez, I feel like I've done everything I can at this point. I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I'm out in the sticks, but at the same time, there's got to be a fix for this. It's watchable, not as laggy as last week. All right, well, hey, that's a win. I will take that as a win. But anyhow, it's hard to work as an apprentice in a shop. That's why we have Dave to learn stuff from. That's awesome, guys. It is hard. It can be hard in a shop. And sometimes you can be in that shop and you can be working that shop, but it's still cool to see what other people are doing. That's why you can watch my channel and watch other people's channel, and you can just pick up different things. Be like, Dave does that. I think that's stupid. This guy does that. I really like that. And that's just kind of how it goes. I'm going to try to move around less. Maybe moving less will make it better. Anyhow, why is it made so hard for someone to learn the trade for someone who can't? I'm just answering questions for now. Let me know again, Andy, if you're having trouble getting in. Obviously, I'm glitching again, so this is going to be an interesting stream. Why is it made so hard for someone to get in the trade for someone who, what does it say? Who can't apprentice for a shop? It's, I don't know. It's tattooing still pretty new to the developing world, if you will. I don't know, not really new, but it wasn't that long ago. It was pretty illegal almost everywhere. So it's still developing. Things are still improving and whatnot. So it's tough. That's why we try to help. But if you're not putting in the work, if you're not dedicated to it, I don't think you deserve it. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean your work has to be world class or anything. I'm not. But if you're willing to put in the consistent time to hear somebody tell you, hey, don't do that, oh, here we go. Just got it. Okay, Andy will be in 5 minutes, guys. We'll get started here in just a couple minutes. Right before he gets in, we'll probably jump into it. Mason says it's much better now. That is strange. I don't understand what's happening. On mine, I can glance over here and view the stream, and it looks like pure potato. But who knows? I'm going to try to move around a little bit less and hope that helps. It's watchable. Steve says the stream is watchable. Hey, I'm going to take that. That's a win. As long as the audio is decent, you don't got to look at my face. And as long as the tattoos come across legible when we get to it, then you know what? I think we're going to be okay. Thank you guys for hanging out with me right now while we just sit here and blabber for a little while we wait for some stuff to get set up. But again, honestly, appreciate you all being here. Really, really do. All right. No, you definitely are the boss. You are the inspiration. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Lancaster, I think that's Leicester, somewhere in the UK. Redbeard in the UK. Aaron's drone service. I like where I had 10 megabytes before. Now I got Starlink and I get some. Really? Dang. I might have to look into that. Let's see. If you bring your video smaller, it doesn't lag. Oh, okay. So what if we just, how do I make it smaller? I can show you here. We're going to open up one email that way. it will. Here we go. Danick, we're going to just open yours up and leave it right here, okay? That is what we're going to do. And then hopefully it will lag less. I don't know. I'm just going to hope and pray what you're saying is true. And I'm even going to go over here and we're going to shrink it even more. We're going to go like this. Bam. There we go. So now I'm really small. Hopefully that will shrink things up. Audio is perfecto. Good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting me know what's going on your end. Audio's banging. Good. Let's all like the stream. Yeah, guys, give the stream a like. We appreciate it, all right? We're just here to hang out, check out your work. If it's awesome, it's awesome. If it's, if it needs some help, it needs some help. It is what it is, And if it's really bad, we will tell you, hey, it is really bad. So, guys, I got an email today telling me we got 10 million views on the channel. That's cool. I guess that's, it is what it is. What does it mean? It means absolutely nothing. But, yeah, so we're going to pretend like we're celebrating that today. Tattooing is just becoming mainstream. I did that 20 years ago. It did that 20 years ago. Yeah. So we're still on that beginning stuff. So people are like, apprenticeships are changing a bit. They're becoming more professional. They're becoming they have to change to what's happening right now, because tattoo shops used to be, you have the equipment. This is where we're the one shop in town. We're the two shops in town. Now they're everywhere. You can style it however you want, boutique style, whatever. I like that, like, intimate feeling. You come in, it's just you, it's me. We're hanging out. You're right here. Whatever, you know what I mean? I like that style, and I think people are going to have to change. All right. So it looks like Andy is here. Let's pull Andy in. Bam. What's up, Andy?
Hey up, Dave. I'm in. I found it.
Sorry about all the mumbo jumbo there.
No problems, mate. It's I don't know whether it was my end, your end, whatever. I wasn't ready, but I've made it. I've made it at last.
No worries, man. No worries. We've been just BSing in the chat here with everybody. It's been good. It's so good, man. We got a whole bunch of people talking in the chat, communicating with each other, saying hi to Andy. Yeah, super cool today. Having fun already. Guys, give this stream a like. We're almost to 40 and we just started. So I really like that. I think we're going to make it to our 100 mark, our Sunday 100 like goal.
Yeah, let's get 100 thumbs up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I know it doesn't change anything on that end. I will do one last thing. Guys, if you want to follow Andy, you can follow him here.
Yep, that's me.
Andy at Ellis Inc. 2019 on Instagram and Facebook at Ellis Inc. Tattoos. That is Andy. And again, this has been up the whole time. So if you want to follow me, this is where you can follow me. Down there at the bottom of the screen. Let's jump back to the chat. All right, and we're gonna start checking these pieces out. So the first piece up is from Danick. My wife wanted me to practice flowers. Not want to do flowers. Guess what? I had to do flowers. I rushed it last night while I was working. Had no reference. I improvised. Cheers, everyone. Danick also was the first one in the chat and said, hey, look, if you check out my work, be easy on the flowers. It was a quick one. So we'll start on the flowers, shall we? Danick, they're not bad. I mean, I see what you mean. The lining I think looks pretty stinking consistent, especially here in the flowers. I like that you made the leaves dark and the flower themselves a little bit lighter. I gotta remember not to move the screen around constantly, because it just makes it harder for Andy to see on his end and everybody watching. But I think the stippling might have been a little bit too dark in some spots. That's about it for me. What do you think, Andy? Is all right?
Yeah, like I said, got some nice line work. I mean, yeah, stippling could have done with being a little bit lighter, a little bit more open. But hey, he's on fake skin. I'm more looking at his line work. His line work seems to be fairly sweet on this. A couple of little areas on a few leaves. But for me, like I said, it's just a little bit dark in a couple of areas. But that's his preference. That's Danick's preference, is that. Yeah. But personally, looking at it, there's not much wrong with it. Like I said, I just left a bit more open space in the roses. And maybe just in the top flowers, top right-hand corner, and I left a little bit more open space.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a nice piece. It's a nice piece. It's not awful, and it's not badly done.
Yeah, I agree. And I like this one. This is pretty cool. I like this one. Got some fake skin work going on here. Some nice shading in the face. The contrast looks good. I love all the lines you had to put. I mean, I feel for you, but it really added to it. Putting every one of these little lines in these little like leaves or what have you, feathers, whatever they are. Super cool. The little highlights in the center of these red gems. It's clean. I like it. I like it.
Yep. Clean line work again. Nicely done. Very stylistic image, but works well. It looks good. Cool. Nice piece.
And it looks like we're gonna start. And Danick recently got the Access Valhalla, and he's really been enjoying it. So there we go. There's the piece. Yeah, very heavy dark. I like that. You're going to see if this were on the skin, you're going to see it from across the room. Yep. If that's what you're going for. And overall, I think it looks good.
Good. So nicely executed, clean tattoo.
Yeah, agreed. All right, let's hit up the next one. Thank you, Danick. Next up is CJ. CJ is up. And let's see, CJ, whatever. Hey, Dave, CJ, love your content. Started tattooing 2 months ago. Start with black and gray. Wasn't too happy, so started to do color. Much more happier with that. Interesting. Would love your critique on black and gray in color. The last photo will be of my own leg. Do you think I'm ready to take on real skin that is not my own? Well, you are very welcome, Danick. So anyhow, all right. So we're going to take a look at your work there, and we will absolutely let you know. Bam. All right. So just a few months. I think I see the struggle here in the shading on this shark here. But, the lining, not too bad there. And then when we come up to his hand, for the most part, your lining in the fake skin looks relatively consistent for what kind of fake skin you're using. And the black seems to be packed all right. And, let's see. All right.
Yeah.
Kind of get that lettuce look or cabbage look.
Yeah. It's shading could do with a little bit of work. It needs to be smoother.
Right.
Try running a bit lighter. Try running a lighter tone, and using, instead of just whipping out in one direction, try cross direction. To get that smoother effect. Run some dark front back at leaves, running out to fade. Like you say, it's a bit cabbagey, lettucey looking. Is this? Definitely.
Yeah, lines are okay in some spots. Yeah. And I mean, you're practicing again, so to see a spot where I see you had to go over that once, or you had to go over that, you're in fake skin. But agree with you, Andy. The shading needs some help, and you see it here too.
Yep.
I do see that, they're trying to use some darker tones in the top of the face here where, where shadow might be, and they're trying to use some lighter stuff down here. Getting a smooth shading does take time. So you're doing the right thing because you're practicing on fake skin. You're working your way through it if that's what you're trying to go for. But it's not there yet. It's not there yet. So if it's not there yet on fake skin, don't assume it's going to be there on real skin. Again, that's just the way you got to handle things.
Yep.
So let's...
slow and smooth with your shading. It looks a bit rushed in places, to shade a bit scribbly, and that. If it's not 100% sure, and he wants to run a dark tone, run a medium tone first, just to get the feel of it, and then have a look, and then think, it wants to be a bit dark. You can always run a darker tone then, and just fade it into it. But like I say, it looks a bit rushed as shading. Looks like his hand speed's running a bit too quick.
Right.
For this.
Agreed. All right. Well, let's see. What do we have here? I do like this one. Yeah. The shading, because I remember when I was first getting the shading as well, it was easier to work with darks and just a little bit outside of dark. So you got like over here, we have like this black and then just a little bit out of black, and we let things be really super contrasty, which is always great in tattooing regardless, in my opinion. And then slowly develop those lighter shades, and then things will start to work their way out over time. But the lining, I think, is better here. The whole piece in general, I think, it looks relatively nice here.
Yeah, I think the lining's a lot better in this piece.
Yeah,
not that it's bad. No, it's really bad in the other pieces. Just I think it just seems to have jumped a little bit of a level in this one. Even the shading, when you look at the shading, the shading looks better. It doesn't look as rushed. He's committed to it and he's gone steady. It looks that little bit smoother. He's probably maybe only used 2 different tones, but it works in this one. And it does look cleaner.
For sure, definitely cleaner. Okay, so this is where you start using a little bit of color. Yeah, not too bad. I definitely see, again, packing color in fake skin is tricky. But you want to get a solid saturation. You see these little openings throughout, and where you can see the strokes. That's where you're trying. Same when you're doing black and gray. You're trying to get a smooth, consistent boom, 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 boom. Same in color here, even on fake skin. That's what we're going for, is to try to get a little bit better there.
Yeah, it's like we say, it's hardest thing is to put color in fake skin. It never seems to come out 100%, same as real skin. It doesn't seem to absorb the colour. The colour pigment as well always seems washed out. But same again, if you're packing colour in, it's slow and steady. If you rush it, it'll come out like this, whether it be on fake skin or whether it be on real skin. And you just need to work on when you're doing it as well. Just while you're packing, even though you're going to solid packing. And like you can mess around trying to whip it out, fade it out. Because at the end of the day, you're going to pack over top of it. We imagine that you see how it works by just doing a bit of whip shading while you're in that area, or going a little bit lighter and see where it goes, and you can see the effects that you're going to get, and then just pack it in solid over top. Yeah,
I agree, man. I agree. Let's check out the next one. All right. Oh, this is an improvement over the other ones. I like it. I do. I think the imagery is cool. It's done pretty well. Yeah, not bad. Looks like we got a lot here, so we're gonna move a little quick. Yes, I see. In the email, they said they started messing with the color, and they're like, "Ooh, I think I like this more."
Yeah, this works. It works. Like I say, this one looks better with a bit of color. Even better again with a bit of color in it.
Yeah. Smart color, simple but smart in my opinion. Oh, and this is the piece that he did on himself. Now the image is potato quality, but I'm gonna move this around a little bit, Andy. I hope it doesn't get too glitchy in here, and we're gonna settle with it right up here at the top. But from here I think it looks all right. And again, I'm not sure everybody does this. Not everybody. A lot of people, they do these daggers or something that requires just a bunch of straight lines that can't be wrong, or your eyes drawn to it. So I think he did it all right considering all those things. On the other hand, again, I wouldn't choose something like this in the future. If you're out there and trying to figure out what you want to put on, this is not a smart choice, because again, it's just straight lines. So if you make a mistake, it's going to be so obvious. And this is quite large for a first tattoo. I mean, it's take up quite a bit of your leg. I mean, geez, through the knee. I do like that idea, the concept, kind of going through the knee, but that's a big piece. So when practicing on your actual human skin for the first time, I would suggest that you do smaller pieces. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. Anything to add to that one, Andy? We're good.
No, like I say, stuff like this. They say it's been running a few months. On this. My personal thing, like you say, straight lines, parallel lines. You're going to struggle with them all day long. Before you start taking up space, like big spaces like this on skin, a little bit more practicing on fake skin. I'm not saying your tattooing's horrible, but don't forget to keep practicing on fake skin.
Absolutely.
Making mistakes over there rather than making them on people's skin, your skin. If you want to do it on your skin, then give up skin, but give it up to smaller tattoos where you're less likely to get overwhelmed by it. And just keep going forward. Just keep going forward at that. But keep practicing on fake skin.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree. All right. All right, guys. If you're watching, give a stream a like. Give a stream a like. We're trying to get to 100 as usual, and we'll see what happens. All right. So the next person is Florin. Hi, Dave. Your boy John D. Here again. Long story short, been tattooing since February 2022. February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay, like 5-6 months. Here are some of my latest tattoos. Cheers to you and Andy. B, keep up the great work. All right, I think these are looking pretty decent from a distance here. Let's see what we got. We'll start with this one over here. I like this tattoo. It's like super clean. Love just the little bit of shading we have from that bright red down into it.
Yep.
I don't think it needs more. It could. It's all by choice. The little white highlights, the green, nice choice. A little bit of dark. It doesn't feel like it's like dirty. Doesn't feel like it's like smudging together where you get that black in color where you get the smudge. I think it's quite clean.
Yep, quite clean. Nice color choice. Nice and bright. Personally, done a real for the style of tattoo it is, illustrative tattoo it is. Done a nice job. This is just again a personal choice, which we've all got them. Is the 2 leaves off the stem where it's done some lovely dark green from the leaves under the rose. And yes, I understand the stem. He wanted the stem lighter, but just them 2 leaves. It'd be nice if it just had a little bit more dark green. For me personally, there's nothing wrong with the tattoo, so I don't take it that way that there's anything wrong with it. Me personally, I'd just like to see a bit of that darker green mixed with that lighter green in the stem. But it's a banger of a sticker tattoo. So at the end of the day, somebody's going to walk away happy with this on them. Yeah,
definitely. All right, and this one I like this as well. Very clean. The line work is smooth. Nothing that pops out to me. The shading it's consistent. It's a nice little banger. You know what I mean? Some of these are just fun to. They're just fun to do. Tattoo, line it, shade it. You're done. They're fun. They're not. Not everything has to be whatever. Just a tattoo. The lining looks good here as well.
Yep.
Very nice.
Little bit of handwriting script there.
Oh, John D's right here in the chat. Let's see. Let's throw his. This is me. Thanks. I tried some new stuff with this tattoo. Took a bit of a risk with it and the coloring and shading. Must have been this one. Yeah, I think you did a nice job, man. I think this one's also a nice as well. It's simple. It's clean. Sometimes those are the hardest. This is a clean tattoo right here as well.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it's harder to not put the ink in the skin and leave open space when you're shading because you're there thinking, oh, I need to give client value for money, or I need to shade this in wall to wall, and
dude,
this
is
hard. This is the hardest thing to pull back from, and we've all done it. Thinking, he said, "Oh, is client going to expect more? Does he want to see more out of this?" But sometimes, like we've almost said, sometimes less is best. Shades, and it's working.
It is so true. Sometimes you're doing a tattoo, and it's like, well, I finished it. This is exactly what they wanted. It looks just like my reference. And you want to do more because, but that's what they wanted. So sometimes a finished tattoo might not feel finished to you, but it's what they wanted, and you have to kind of restrain yourself a little bit. I find that more and more lately. When we hit this piece, I don't mind it. Right? It's not bad. I wish maybe a little darker in these spots here just because it's on the hand and it has a little bit harder time. But you have a little bit of a shadow here, but then there's no shadow anywhere else.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to have a little bit of a drop, and you can always go back in and throw a stencil down, or this would be a moment you might want to freehand, whatever. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. But a little bit of a drop shadow in here would have been cool.
The only thing that bums me out about this one, like I say, you've got the cross, you've got the pyramid, you've got a little bit of drop shadow, you've got it in a lighter tone, this, that, and other. And there's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong whatsoever. Just for my liking, for this tattoo, the beads are a bit too heavy black.
Right. Yeah.
It's like 2 tattoos that have been brought together instead of one that flows. They look like they're super heavy. I can understand them having a bit of really dark in them, then fading out to light and then off to white to bring it in line with this, or maybe putting a little bit of black, not much, tiny bit of black in the other parts, just to connect it together. It just looks a little bit disjointed. Nothing wrong with the actual execution of the tattoo. It's just looking at it.
Yeah, you know I agree with you there, and I think that I'm going to zoom in just a little bit on these. They're done well, but like Andy said, beating a dead horse here. But yeah, that little bit of black over here, and just let it like fade a little bit. Not so solid black with a white dot, you know.
Yeah, a bit more open, lighter shading in the beads, just to make it look more cohesive.
Absolutely, that was a good point. All right, good to go. Hey, overall though, what was his dad? John. Overall, man, nice job, dude. Super cool. Thank you for sending these in. Justin, unfortunately, man, there's nothing here. It says image, but it was not showing us anything. I'm very sorry, Justin Reeve, let me know. And if you're able to fix that and get it to me, I will jump up and take a look at it because you sent that in. You know what I mean? If you're in the chat, let me know what happened. Try sending it again. Let me know when you sent that in. We'll try to help you out. Where is Tatted Smurf? Nair wants to know, right? Where is he? Where is he? Somebody call him, get him here. I'm kidding. Let's see. Message not delivered. Oh, this must have been what I was sending to you. All right, here we go. Stephen Green.
Stevie Green.
Hi, Dave and Andy, 50-year-old Steve from the UK again. Some fantastic work you guys have been putting on your Facebook pages. Just the one from me tonight, done for my wife. Okay. Cool. Quite pleased with this one. My lining this last few weeks just seems to have improved massively. Not perfect, I know, but it's getting there. Lined with a 9-round liner, stippled with a 7-round liner. I'd use a smaller needle for stippling next time. Thanks, guys. Yeah. And the difference between that 9 and the 7 is probably so minuscule for what you were doing. You probably may not even really notice the difference. But let's take a look. Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad at all. Cool. I quite like the lining. It's all pretty consistent. And like you said, there's a boo-boo here and there. But trust me, I have boo-boos on every one of mine. The black looks pretty saturated, Andy. It really does. And the little bits of white, the stimple one, I'm cool with this one. I don't have
down it, like I say. All I'd say is you haven't got a stippling, Stephen. It's try a 3-round liner. Drop your machine down to about 4.5, 5 volts. Try a 3-round liner for stippling. You'll get a nice effect off it. Yeah. But like I say, other than that, not a bad piece. Lines are in. Is the odd boo boo here and there? I mean, obviously, supposed to be symmetrical either side. Maybe just a little bit a difference between either side, but as a tattoo, putting the ink in the skin, getting it there, getting it saturated, you've done the job. You've done the
Absolutely.
job. Can't seem to see any blowouts.
No, it's pretty good, and I believe that's right across the chest too. So
yeah, I believe it's right across chest, which is soft skin, really soft skin.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Steven. Awesome, man. Thank you for sending that piece in. I'm sure your wife loves it. And it's good to see nice, clean, relatively decent piece put on somebody. Oh, right. We have Constant T. All right, whatever. There's no information other than critique in a photo. So, all right. Well, I'm going to say off the bat here, we are like 70% there with this, right? In my opinion, where I think you're trying to go with it. I don't know. It just falls short. Yeah. If you're trying to do something that's not realistic and intentionally not realistic, I just did a line the other day and it was very not realistic, right? It's just just a simple line, kind of like cross hatch, a little bit straight. If that's the intention there, then so be it. But it doesn't feel like that's the intention with this line. I feel like this line was supposed to be more of a realistic line and didn't quite get there. Go ahead, Andy. I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, it's just no, you're all right. It just falls a little bit for me. Yes, Rose. I mean, they've got super. I mean, this is on a lady as well. So for me, I mean, the roses have got super thick outlines, which on a bloke, on a man, and that probably work a bit better. Just on a lady, I just prefer to like keep them that little bit delicate, unless they specifically ask for that.
Right.
There's just shading, and it's in this part of Lion's face. Yeah, he's got the shading in, but it just looks like shading. It doesn't look like fur. There's just detail missing, and that it looks unfinished. And you've taken a lot of arm up there to do this.
Yeah, it is a lot. I think you could potentially let it heal out and kind of smartly go through this. I would take a photo of this with my tablet. I would take a picture of it, send the image in to Procreate, and then just start messing with black and gray and seeing where you can put shade, where you can pull things, where you can just pretty much reshape this thing, because it's like it's not really like close, but it's in the ballpark to where, okay, I see where you're going. Flower at the top, flower at the bottom, line in the middle. But yeah, it's definitely lacking for sure. So, yeah. We don't have any other information with it. We don't know if you've been tattooing for 3 days, a month, 6 years. But anyhow, so yeah. All right. Well, take that for what it is. Let me check that. Make sure we don't matter. But I don't tattoo realism, so probably isn't different there. All right. All right, so let's see. Next one up, guys. If you're watching, give the stream a like. We're on the goal. Our goal is 100 likes for the stream today. I think we can get there. Again, it doesn't really mean a whole lot, but it's an interesting thing. So anyhow, we're shooting for 100. If you haven't liked the stream, bust. There it is. Okay. All right. Next person. Hey, my name is Lance. Been practicing for a year now. Here are some new works I have done since you last reviewed. All right, well, let's take a look, man. Whew. I like these, Andy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Clean.
I do like these. Yeah, bold, super black, strong lines. Yeah. Yep. Nice. Hey, Smoke is here. Just got to say hi to Smoke. We were wondering, Smoke, where the heck you were at. We was about to get the dogs, and everybody's going to go searching for you. But you finally got here, man. Good. All right. I think it's beautiful. Nice, man.
This person's got an understanding of how his tones are coming out. Just look in the eyes of the skull. Right. It's got that. When one side, it's black into a faded grey, and the other side is just bright out with a white highlight. And this person understands what he's doing with his light source, with his shading, smoothing it out. He's got it. Looks of it. He's got a combination of flat mag with using his mag flat, and it looks like he's either using side of it to bring a bit out to stipple shade. Or maybe a line, and this line work, Smoke, really nice work.
Yeah, absolutely nice. Let's see. Smoke says, my kids came by and I totally forgot about the live. That's no excuse. There is no excuse, Smoke. Your kids, come on, man. Get your priorities together, man. Jeez Louise. Now, obviously, we're kidding, man. Thanks for stopping by. And hopefully your kids are doing well. All right, Batman. Again, I like the smooth shading that we have here. I like that he went look at this. This is just straight black. It's a bold move and it works great. Straight black, solid black. Bump that contrast up. See where you can hide black. Sometimes I still don't maximize my black usage at times. So anyhow, another thing you can do when you're tattooing, I find this helps a lot for black and gray work. If you're tattooing and you're about, let's say you're about 70-80% of the way through, you're shading it, right? And you're going to take a little break or something. Boom, wipe it down and just take a quick photo of the tattoo. On your break, look at the tattoo. Zoom in, take a look around, and then you can even take that photo in all our phones. We can just transfer it right into black and gray. Even though we're working black and gray, it still picks up the reds and everything. Transfer that sucker to black and gray, and it's going to show you, where you have true blacks really are, where you think it's black, but really it's not, and where your lights are at. So anyhow, definitely take a photo of your work midway through. It will definitely help you out. So anyhow, Batman looks good. Nice job.
Nice piece.
Somebody's saying it's not letting you send your work in. I don't know. I'm very sorry. I am going to drop this down for just one moment, guys. I'm going to drop this down for just one moment. I did tell Justin that he had gotten his work in earlier, and we were unable to take a look at it because there was a mistake with it. And so I told him, send it again, and we will jump up and take a look at it. So here we are. We're taking a look at his. Justin, I told you we take a look at it. We're taking a look at it. Hey, Dave and Andy, I've tried resending. Hopefully works this time. We got it this time. Here's my first couple attempts using curved mags and gray wash. I used a 3-round liner on lightest wash and everything else with a 9 mag. Bleached for about 48 hours to remove the stencil, so they're a little washed out. Need to go back in and tidy up a bit. Would appreciate any advice. Bam. All right. Okay. So yep, I see you were definitely trying to learn how to shade with mags and whatnot. It's I don't know, man. I'd like the skin. He's using no good skin though. This appears to be real skin. However, it just comes off a little. It's to get a nice smooth shade, you gotta kind of just be a consistent hand movement, consistent speed this way. And then, kind of crosshatch your shading, right? Boom, boom, boom. And maybe if some cases you can save lines for the end. So you went around and lined the eyebrow there. So now we see that line and it kind of boxes it in. It takes away the bit of the realistic look. Also in the center of the eye, you see the line again. It's not the end of the world if you see a line. We want lines, right? But in my opinion, what would have been smart is to really take your time and bring that black all the way up to that line. And that way it almost makes that line disappear into the black. And same in other places. And then what you can also do is if you don't want a solid black line, dip into that shade that you're using and line it in that shade. But anyhow, Andy, I will let you say what your thoughts are.
I mean, like I said, for me, eyelashes, it says he's used a 3-round liner. It looks like he's used side-up mag on that. We all know eyelashes are super fine. So, they come off to a really fine point and really fine taper. He could have got away with using straight up black on these eyelashes with a 3-round liner and put them in. That look so much, better than it looks like he's used a side-up mag, and just gone up.
Yeah.
Right? Also, anybody that looks at the center of an eye, you will see just on the outside here where it's just not on the pupil, it's just put that fine black line round there. Most people's eyes won't have just a fine black line. When you look at them, they're fine, and then they're shaded in a little bit, and they've got little spike, little whips and that coming up. So that's a little bit false on that eye there. And over the top of the eye, excuse me, it's put this little line in going down to the middle of it, with 3-round liner. Yes, you get a line, but it'd be softer. He could have got away with using a slightly darker tone, using the corner of his mag, using the edge of his mag there and coming down instead of drawing a sharp line with a liner. Just soften it. Side of your mag will give it a softer feel. But keep working at it. The kid's on false skin. He's giving it a go. Yeah. So anyway, he's going to work out his smooth shading. And that your eyebrow, like Dave says, your eyebrow wouldn't quite be as solid and structured as that. May have been better off putting a mid-tone in and then running some blacks over the top of it, to give the effect of hair. And then you could have even gone back in with a bit of space, tiny little little bits of white highlights for space in it. Yeah. Just to give it that bit more realism. It's just way he's done it at the minute. It's put the line around the outside, and it's just ended up as a big black smudge, over the top. Right.
And then one other thing that actually I really I missed the mark on are these eyelashes. They're that's the one thing where you would kind of want a nice crisp line a lot of times because they are fine, where these actually look quite thick, if you will, and not quite defined. And you want to not have them just going straight out. I'm sure the reference, it may have, but I doubt it, telling by the angle, you want to give it a little bit of a curve as well. Boom, they're organic kind of things. So anyhow, we're not going to beat you up too much more here. I think
No.
it's a good start, right? You're on fake skin, you're on good fake skin. Ooh, okay. Well, you're still on good fake skin, it appears, but this is like too much black. That is, it's just scattered
Yeah.
all over the place. We have marks going like this, going like this. Think about what we're doing with the shading. Think about the motion, the flow. Where is this pedal going? Is it curling up? Is it turning? Slow, you're doing this number. You're slowly putting that sucker in. You're moving your hand in the motion of where it's going in. So, and we're trying to stay inside the lines. If you look around all over here, we're out. The lining, I think you're using too small of a needle. And then, I don't know, it's like it just kind of lined it and then just went over top of everything. So I don't know. This one's confusing.
Yeah, it's shading's not very smooth. I mean,
Mm-mm.
just for instance, you focus on the outside of the rovers on the right hand side where it's put the dark shading in, and you can see the needle marks. Where it's been whipped out and it's left the needle. Left the needle marks. Now, some pieces will work like that, but this would have been a good area just alone to work out your smooth shading. Whipping it out like that, then going across this way, coming across it opposite way will fill your areas in. Also, if you wanted to go that far out, don't take it that far out with black. Maybe go a third of the way out and then start whipping it out, but then drop a shade, go shade lighter, and then come back in over the top and then whip it out to where you want to go. It will give you a transition into your grey shading a lot better.
Absolutely. All right. And just a reminder, guys, every email or two, I got to do it. Give the stream a like, guys. We're on our way to 100. We're trying to get to 100 likes. And if you know somebody that this information may help them, share the stream. It's the best way to get around the YouTube algorithm and get more stuff out there to like literally help people who are struggling. I see it all the time on different groups. And I'm not one to sit there and type on my cell phone, so I'm not going to reply to all these. But if they want help, here's a decent place to do it. Get in on time, and we'll be able to help you out. Okay, dear Lord, we got a lot of emails, but that's okay. We're going to do as much as we can, guys. So here we are. The next one is Mason. Mason, you are up next. Okay, let me make sure. All right, those are from the other day. Mason, hope you're having a great Sunday, man. Did my first portrait today. Overall, I'm happy with how it turned out. Still a hell of a long way to go. The nose and chin definitely got away from me. Thank you again for your honesty and just being dope. Well, thank you, Mason. It's the perfect word for it. Dope. I like it. All right, so let's take a quick look here. All right, I do see what you're talking about when it comes to the nose and the chin because as you can tell, it's tricky, man. Faces are tricky. I go just slow, very slow, because one mistake on the nose, one mistake on the eye, one mistake anywhere, and it's like that's all your eye can see. And even when you're done and other people think, oh, that's really nice, you're still going to see those little things that maybe other people don't. But here we do have, in my opinion, a few flaws. I don't know what the reference looks like, but this nose is misshaped a bit. It goes straight, and you know this because you said it, straight from the top right down. The mouth, I don't mind too much. The teeth kind of look like they're on top of the lip or in the lip, which kind of throws you off a little bit. And the eyes as well, in my opinion here, they look like, one's down, one's up, one's smaller. I don't know. Something's off there as well. Okay, so I will say this. When it comes to shading in a face or something super soft, if you want to get your shading in there. And when you're working in those areas where, a little bit goes a long way. So if you're shaping around the nose, instead of doing the same thing you normally do a backstroke, a nice gentle backstroke with a lighter tone until you start to see it come a little bit. You start to see it, the ink saturating the skin. You're starting to see the shape of that nose or whatever. You're like, okay, ooh, this is where you can be like, I like that. That is what I want it to be. If it's not, you have time. You're using a light shade, right? Using a light shade, and you're just kind of getting that in there. The nose or whatever's starting to shape up. You like it, bam. Then just kind of build it up a little. darken up that shade a little bit, start refining the spots, but it's a slow, steady. You only got one nose in a portrait, one mouth, two eyes. So each one of those, take your time. Once you kill that nose, boom, that's a part of that's 25% of the battle. Get the mouth, another 25%, you know, those main key spots. So anyhow, that is my little tidbit of information when it comes to, I think this is lacking in a few ways, but I also think Beetlejuice is cool and he is iconic. So you're probably going to get away with it a little bit. Andy, I'll let you.
Yeah, like I said, I've just got, let's say when you were in, I've just got, like I said, for me, it's just that as well looking at it, the left-hand side of the face, I haven't seen the reference, left-hand side of the face looks a bit pulled out, drawn out. It looks like he's blowing his cheek out and this part of his face cuts under too far.
Yeah.
And that's what's attracting me more. Yes, I understand with the nose, and the kids put basically a straight line down his nose, down the side of it. There is a couple of lines. It's put dark lines in off the nose, and I can still see the black line round the eyes. If it had just gone in with a mag and just gone up from that line out with black and whipped it, them lines would have gone, and they wouldn't have looked as stark. But you're right, what you're saying. Everybody that's tattooing, they go, right, yeah, I'm going to whip in. They'll have the mag, and they'll whip, and they'll whip out, and they'll shade out. But if you want a softer tone, turn your machine around, drag your mag away, because the needles are then pulling away from the back of your mag where it's getting the thing, and it gives you so much of a softer shade.
Yeah, it's more forgiveness too.
Yeah, so much more, and that works for colour and for grey. If you want in a softer and feel, pull it, you know, like you said, drag your mag, don't push it in. Don't push it like a shovel so your needles are hitting the back of your mag. Flip it round, bring it away from it, and it gives you such a softer thing. It's just missed the mark a little bit. He's put a couple of lines in where you can see it where I wouldn't. Yes, where it maybe wanted the lines for reference. If that's the case, go in with your lightest grey tone if you don't want to lose it. Go in with lightest grey tone. Mark it downside through corner at nose here, or even bloodline it. Go straight through corner at nose there if you're worried about you losing it, so that when you come back, oh yeah, that's my mark, I can whip a bit of black out from there either way, and then I can start transitioning out, you know, with lighter tones. Because sometimes you put a line in like that, it is hard to disguise, it is hard to get rid of. But yeah, like I said, it's, you know, we can all recognise who it is, so it's not horrific. And he has understood that the nose has got away from him a little bit, the chin's got away from it. I hope he takes away from this and implements it. Go try it again. Take the same image, but try it again on fake skin and see what you do different.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. You know, do it again. There's nothing wrong with it. It's on him again. And what you can all again do as well, take a photo of this. If this is somebody you know, I don't know, let's say take a photo of it. If you have a tablet in Procreate, pull it in Procreate, see what you can do with what you have. Can you make some changes to help it out or not? Whatever. But yeah, I mean, you're in that right direction. It would have been better had you practice this on fake skin before putting it on the arm. But again, the shading is getting there though. You know, it's softish. So yeah. All right. So thank you, Mason. Thank you for sending that in. Wait. There's more here. No, just there was one. Okay. It can be difficult to send your work in, guys, because we're going to talk about it. We're going to show it to people. We love what we do. So again, when I say thank you for sending it in, I mean it. Like, thank you for having the cojones, whatever you want to say, to send it in and have it looked at, you know, and potentially critiqued. I don't know that I would. I could. So
but at the end of the day, if people didn't have the balls to send it in, Dave, we couldn't sit here and you couldn't have a show on. You couldn't have a show on a Sunday night for anybody.
Exactly. So
this is why we say we're not roasting people. We just couldn't have a show for anybody on Sunday night if they didn't have, like you said, the cojones to send it all in.
You're absolutely right. We wouldn't have anything, you know. It would just kind of be. Me and Andy can only talk to each other for so long. We run out of stuff to talk about. So,
that's it.
This Tattoo Underground here says, pick me, Travis, North Carolina, please. Travis, how this works. And if you're new, I totally understand. If you're new here, how this works is I don't pick people. Let me scroll down here. You guys might be able to see this. All right. So when we went live, it puts a notification. I put a notification out. Hey, we're gonna be live in 10 minutes. So around 5:20, the notification went out. Danick sent an email in. So once you see the get the notification that we're going live in 10, 15, whatever minutes, send your email into the email scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And from there on, in the order we receive them, we will look at them. All right. That's just how it goes. No favoritism, first come, first serve. If you're here, you get rewarded. And there's some people that show up early as well. And you know what? If there's just a boatload of people, we just won't be able to look at it, It does stink, but it's all we can do, guys. So, all right. So I hope that answered your question. And most stuff, guys, it's probably not in spam. Probably not. It sends pretty much everything right to me. Hi, my name is Courtney, and I've been tattooing here and there for a month or so. Would really appreciate any feedback. Thanks so much. All right, a month, and this is all on skin. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Yeah. So if you know. I've been all right. Tattoo Underground Live. So I've been on here a bunch, following you for a long time. Most time I'm working. Totally understand that, man. Totally understand that.
Got to work. I am sorry. Got to work.
Yep. Okay, so our first piece is this coloring piece. I don't really know what to think of it. It's the colors looks like highlighters, huh?
It does, and like I said last week on somebody's work, that this piece and looking at this piece and how it's done, unless it was intentional, they're gonna need to hone the drawing skills in. Like I said. You've got ladders there at the bottom, and why don't you use a piece of paper? Unless you want them to look like this, why don't you use the ruler to draw stuff? And I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it again, whether I offend the person or not.
Sure.
Like I say, your drawing skills need honing in, and this drawing looks like somebody that's early in their drawing career. So I put it that way, being nice.
Absolutely. Yep. I think that is a nice way to put it. And I think it's true. It's true. Yeah. So agreed. You're early on. And if you're learning how to draw and everything, it might not be the best thing to try to take on tattooing at the same time. It is its own skill, and it is it's not a million times easier. Once you learn the skill, it is much nicer if you have a little bit of a drawing, artistic, some kind of a background. So let's dive in here and take a little look. So some of these lines, they look okay. But what we have here is, see these purple little things here? Those are blowouts, right? So we got blowouts there. Up here, we got a lot more of them. This is quite a lot to take on for just a very short.
One more thing, and there's lines there with many passes. I can see there's many passes over each line. Some have gone in, but there's some lines. Claw, bottom right hand corner, back edge at claw. That's got a fair few passes over that.
Yeah,
that line, that thickness. I'm looking at some of these circles. They should really be consistent. They're not the first.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whether you try putting shading in it or whatever, it's not worked. There's blowouts in it, and then we get onto the top of shoulder, and whatever it is, can you scroll it up, Dave? So it goes
Yep, I can do that. Sure. I try not to move it too much, because I know it gets crazy.
No, it's all right when it goes slow like that.
Okay.
Can you see where they've done like this star effect? Can you see how that is scratched in? That is packed and scratched in. Is that? That's probably going to scar.
Yeah, I think so, and it's not going to be pretty when it's over.
No, lots of blowouts. And for a month in, like we said before, you might think that skin's cheap because you're not having to pay for it, but you're just basically scarring somebody up, and it's there potentially for life. So at least do them a favour and say, look, no, not yet. Give me a few more months and I'll have a go.
Yeah, because again, here we're in the same boat. This is very sloppy. Definitely took on way more than you needed to.
Yeah.
There's not, a lot of redeeming qualities here in this tattoo. And it can be fixed, but at the level you're at, don't try to go back in here and fix it unless you put in a lot more time and work, because this is not it. This is the kind of stuff you'd expect to see on some fake skin and go, okay, well, I could go in there and be like, I see, hey, I got some black going, you got a little bit of this going, but when you put it right on skin like this, I don't think it's there. I don't think you probably just should not be tattooing skin right now. I haven't seen a single fake skin piece. So I would encourage you, and I think Andy would agree, to take a step back, get some good fake skin, get yourself some real skin, REEL skin, and practice this stuff. And if this is your drawing, and again, not giving you beating you up, but if this is what you're drawing, then you need to spend a little bit more time drawing. And there's nothing wrong with that. Work on fake skin, work on your skill level there while you're learning how to draw. And it's going to help you because, again, not even sure exactly what this is. This is some sort of a bird thing here. And some of this is raised throughout here. So I'm just trying to boogie through this one a little bit. All right, same. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I think
it's rough. Please don't do it. Come back. Continue on your tattooing career, but do it on fake skin. Learn on fake skin. Slow down. We've all been there. We've all slow. It's not a race. You just need to be as good as you can before you transfer it onto skin. And when you do transfer it off fake skin onto real skin, it acts different anyway because it'll start bouncing around and stretching around. And even when you think you've got a good enough stretch on it or whatever, it still don't want to go in because that's the nature of the skin or the person's body. And you've got to start pulling straight lines round curved parts of body. It all starts to work different. So you've just honed your skill in on fake skin first.
Yeah, definitely going to save you big time because, Courtney, it looks like she said mistake. Those pictures weren't even supposed to be there, whatever those were. The drawings, whatnot, they're not literally like her drawings or something like that, but they were accidentally sent. But nonetheless, even if those weren't your drawings, it's fine. But look, you see all this shine here. This is beat up skin right here. Yeah. So, there are some decent things happening here, but it's so far and few. But there's not enough of it to be like, oh, okay, nah.
But it's like you said, if it had been on fake skin as well, it's just because you're a month in and you're on real skin. It's not that nobody don't want you to go on real skin, but just eventually, just take your time learning.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just like learning to read at school. You start with letters, then you start with words, then you start stringing them together, and then all of a sudden you can read. And that's all it's like.
That's exactly it. Yeah, fantastic analogy there. I mean, so what we were looking at on that last piece is there were a couple does and ands enunciated in that sentence if it was a sentence we were looking at, whereas not enough to make a sentence yet. So keep working at it. And real skin and true skin dark eyes are good. Practice is key, Smoke. Exactly. It really is. It's no fun though. I think that's the vibe I get from a lot of people. And I get it too. Tattooing fake skin is boring. It's not fun. It's not cool. You don't post it and everybody goes, wow, that's so cool or whatever. But that's what I'm saying. It depends on your level of determination. So this one is from Tattoo on Fake Skin, Katura McDaniel. All right. Well, I think these are some pretty clean little line tattoos here on some of this really thin, crappy fake skin. Yeah, not too bad.
Fairly consistent.
Oops, I don't know what that was.
And like you say, it's thin. Not the best of skin, but I like how they've kept them small, kept them simple, kept them line work so that they can actually see the line work as to say, well, yeah, I missed a little bit there, or I've gone a little bit too deep here, and learn off it. This is how it should be done. But it doesn't say how long been tattooing or anything. But like I say, they are not bad. Not bad at all. I'm not going to really give you a hard time for doing these on fake skin because I can't see any double banged lines or stop starts where they've missed the pickup again or anything. So I've kept it real on fake skin.
Yeah, I agree. Let's all right. So thank you for sending that in. Jerry, let's take a look at what you have here. Ooh, this looks kind of interesting. Let's see. Dave and Andy, I don't have any finished new work for you, but I was hoping you could critique my stencils. I don't see anyone else using inkjet or Inject. Imagine they're sounding like
Inkjet.
Inject. Hey, Jerry, look at this stencil, the old Davio. For anybody who missed it, yeah, that was a cool one. All right. So we're checking out. I think he wants us to critique his stencils. Jerry, glad to see you're still working at it, man. I didn't finish newer, but I was hoping you could critique my stencils. Well, I don't really think we could critique the stencils because I'm pretty sure he's just printing photos through an inkjet stencil printer.
Yes, he's just printing a straight photo off a straight inkjet printer, which is fine.
Yeah, for sure.
If these stencils work for him, and this is how he wants to work, everybody creates the stencils for themselves. They are your roadmap. So me drawing a roadmap to say like doing your face, Dave, it'd be different from you doing it or Jerry doing it. It's what information you want to see in your stencil. The only thing that I can see here, obviously, is using realism.
Yeah.
So when there's no, is using realism here. So I don't know if any of these designs have been conceptually put together or whether they've just been taken straight off the internet or anything. So what you'll get is when you start building, say like a sleeve with a tattoo with loads of different elements in it, and you've got to put all them elements together. Then you've got to make your own stencil. You're going to have to line your own stencil. You're going to have to put markings in for your own shading and everything. That's when it becomes different. And that's what would be interesting. That's what would have been interesting to see how people construct a tattoo, multi-element tattoo, and then seeing the concept of what they've done, and then seeing the stencil as to what shading and what markings have put in it. Because, like you said, these are just photographs basically taken.
Yeah, and I think what Jerry also he said in the chat, he said, but I don't see anyone doing this. Is it wrong? Jerry, it's not wrong at all. I have one of these printers. Andy has one of these printers too.
Mine.
Yeah, and you can print out the exact photo, boom, slap it on, and go. I've used them in the past. The only downside for me sometimes, the reason why I really don't use them as often as I actually use it rarely, to be honest. I have it. I like it. It's good to have in a pinch if you're like, whatever, boom. But for me, the problem I find, let's take, okay. Yeah. My face, for instance, here real quick. Right. So excuse me. I start to go tattoo. Let's say I start to tattoo this and I'm over here, boom, 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 boom. And I wipe. Well, a lot of this purple starts to smear very quickly. And, I mean, you can still get a stencil on there well. And I've had the stencil hold well, but for me, what I would do is I would take this piece and then I would take the actual photo, put it into Procreate, and then take my pencil and a small liner and line around key things. Because I find that, when I do that, the purple might fade, but those lines I intentionally put in there will last a little bit longer. So I don't know. That's what I noticed is that you can more easily wipe away details on a stencil like this on real human skin. That's just my opinion on it. That's why I don't use them all the time because I don't know. It's too much purple. I don't want tons of purple in my tattoo while I'm trying to work because then you have a harder time seeing if ink is being saturated properly. You have a harder time seeing if the light tones are going in there when you have this much purple. But that is just me. But to your question, Jerry, there is no right or wrong. Whatever helps you get the end result that looks the best, that the client is happy with. I don't think it matters what you do, what you use. There's no cheating. There's none of it, No. So, okay. But thank you. Thanks for sending this in. Super cool, Jerry. I think that you're on that. You're on your way, man. Keep at it, Jerry. Keep at it, man. All right, let's just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Fake skin. Bam, bam. If you think I prefer to draw. Okay, some people prefer to draw them. I will make a video. I do something that is pretty different where it's like partially realistic, partially me lining, and I prefer this style the best. I will do a video on it because I think it's beneficial for a lot of people. I literally saw it on Instagram Reels like 3 months ago, and it changed my stenciling game forever. All right, Dave Wilson fellow vet Air Force. Would love your feedback. Been in his shop for about 8 months. Now, not to beat this up, but I do know Andy uses it every day, right, Andy? You use the inkjet and you love that, right?
I use inkjet every day. Every single one of my stencils goes through inkjet. A lot of people, like you said, and I know you do, Dave. You like Procreate. You like Procreate.
Yeah.
Me and Apple don't get along. I equate Apple products to the same as Marmite. You either love it or hate it. I don't like them. I use Windows.
That's cool.
So I have Photoshop on a laptop, which for me is super easy. I can go mess around with light tones, click, click, click. I can posterize it. I can do it for copying. But I also have a Surface Pro tablet, which is a free program, Autodesk, for anybody that's non-Apple. It's a free program, Autodesk, on a Microsoft tablet, and it works exactly the same as Procreate, and you can draw them to your art's content.
That's cool. That's cool, especially for people who, again, don't, some people just don't like Apple, don't want to support Apple or other products like Amazon, whatever. It's good that there's something else out there.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at his work. Hey, it's not too bad, man. Not too bad. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit more for you.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's a cool little piece. Are we going to start getting super picky here?
Right.
I mean, you didn't really far here, Dave. I mean, it's supposed to be like a death-head moth, isn't it? Let's be right.
Yeah.
There's a couple of, if you want to be super picky, couple of little lines that are in, couple of lines that don't join up.
Yes.
Right hand wing there at the top. There's a couple of light things.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I look at the top lines of both wings, they look a bit wobbly, but it's a moth. You can get away with that. It's organic.
Yeah.
But the one thing that more stands out for me than anything, when you were zoomed so far in, the outer part of the wings are not super saturated in black. Right up, you can see the elements.
Yeah.
Just make sure you saturate.
Take your time. Take your time. That's, people don't realize sometimes. I think when we're doing a small tattoo like this, people come in, they assume this should take like 20 minutes or something, and it might take you 45 minutes, and that's I mean, maybe less, obviously, but they're watching you and they're thinking, yeah, okay, it's done, like all that blacks, and why do they keep going over this? But you boom, all the way up to the edges, every little crevice if you can, boom, right there, tight little circles, get the black packed in there, wipe it off, get a good look at it, because that in the beginning it lies to you. You think that black's in there, but it's not, and then it heals. You're like, what the hell happened? It fell out. No, it just actually wasn't wall to wall in there. So this is pretty stinking close, but like Andy said, a few spots. Let's check out this one. Wait, did we see this one the other day? Or is this another person doing the same? Okay, this is just a different person. I think, right, what they're actually suffering from here, and some of these, like we saw in the last one, is the needle is actually not saturating on some of these. You're using a bit larger of a liner, maybe a round shader, hard to say. Excuse me, I'm going to burp a little bit. No surprise, excuse me. Like here, this is not getting fully saturated. Boom, boom, boom. Couple lines over here, not saturated. Some spots are, and some spots aren't. Not fully saturated. It's fully saturated over here. Yeah. That's probably the biggest problems I see in this. Aside from that, maybe just a little bit pure black right up here in these crevices. And I think what you currently have there is the right amount of gradation outward. Just need to just go back in there and just solid black. Just do a little whip right from here out. Bam, 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 bam. So yeah. All right, Andy, this one's you, buddy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like I say, it's a little banger of a piece.
I
mean, like I said, I'm just thinking a little bit of colour work in it. Does look to be a little bit light in the colour in places. Maybe use a touch of a darker blue at top of eye, but not for right far down, just to give it that little bit more shape and then out. But it is. I've seen this tattoo so many times.
I know, right?
and it's been done so many different ways that there's no right way, no wrong way, really, to do this tattoo other than the application of line work or you saturate in black. And it's not horrible. It is.
No, I
agree.
It is. Yep, it's not bad. It's a decent little piece. I mean, it's not terribly large. I agree. I mean,
No.
we got some decent color blending here. Black seems to be in there all right. I think this one
Yeah,
is
I think
is
it
gonna be
was,
fine.
it seems
This
to be
is. I
better
think
out of
this
the
is.
three.
Yeah, I do kind of believe this is one of those pieces where you do it. It's what it's supposed to be, but you just kind of go, huh? Just kind of want it. You want it to be more, but that's all it is. It's literally that.
Yeah.
I suffer from this all the time. Where I'm like, well, I guess we're done, and they're like, yeah. And I like it, sure, but it's just that's what it is. I guess we're done here. So anyhow, you're right. It is the best of the three, but overall, I think they're all decent pieces. I
Yes.
think it just each one could use just its own little refinement. So maybe just watch that line weight and that black packing. But overall, Dave, thanks for sending that in, man. Yeah, for beginners work, Kyle, it is clean, right? All right, Daniel Jugger. Hey, Dave, been tattooing for a few months now. Let me know what you think. All right, well, we will do so. All right. I say okay. They got a couple little blowouts. All right, I'm gonna look. There's a few. We'll try to look past those because overall, I think the line work's pretty decent. At least like the consistency. Everywhere you look, it's like the same thickness throughout.
Yeah.
Obviously, that line weight's right on. They're obviously going a little bit too deep, just a little bit, because in some spots it's like, oh, it's blowing it out. Dang, why is it doing that? Because you're probably riding that hairy line. And obviously, when you move from one location to the other, depths are different. That's why you can't tell somebody put the needle 2 millimeters into the skin because it's different everywhere. But I think you could use a little bit more black. But go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, but it's shading. I quite like it. I always done his shading. He's just whipped it out and left that textured needle mark in it, and I think it works for this piece. There again, same again with this piece. He's lined it and he's not gone crazy with the shading. And he's held back, and it's worked for him. And like I say, for a few months and everything, I think he's doing really well for a few months. It's not going to beat him up. Like I said, just got to watch for his blowouts. Don't be riding too deep. Keep an eye on it as you go. Sometimes you don't need to go as deep as what you think into the skin.
Right. Absolutely. Yep. It's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
So also, guys, let me know how is the stream coming across? Is our quality a bit better today? Let me know. How is it on your end, Andy? Are you able to see these photos a little bit better? Is it better today?
Well, let's put it, Dave, you're 100% better than last week.
Oh,
and that was a couple of times tonight. You've sort of like frozen.
Okay.
I've been away. Still hear your audio, and that then you've come back. But like I said, yeah, it's good. It's good.
Good. That's good. Somebody did bring up a good point. As long as if I stay in my little square, then it's less visible how glitchy I am. As long as my audio comes across, as long as like the screen and the tattoos are visible.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. All right. Well, good smoke. I'm glad it's a good stream. Hey, Dave, people should know that there's a stencil ink cartridge depending on what brand of ink. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. All right, inbox. Let's keep it moving, guys. Keep it moving. Give the stream a like, guys. We're getting close to 100. I think we're actually going to hit the goal today.
Yeah.
We used to hit the goal on the regular. Then things kind of calmed down a little bit, but I think we're going to get it today. All right, this is Rob from PA, Pennsylvania. Did my second tattoo yesterday. Thanks for all your help. I hope it's good. Let's see what we got. All right, not too bad. I'm glad you have two photos here because they get a glare in some of them. You do see right about here where you're coming down, and it kind of went down a little bit up, and then you kind of had to fix it over here with this little sharp piece right here at the edge. A little bit too deep right here, but you know what? It's for what it is. Your second tattoo. The black appears to be saturated decently. The red is saturated pretty decently. The lines are relatively straight considering you went for a star, which is, again, kind of a bold move, right? Yeah.
What I would say, though, is saturate your colour. Colour's not saturated in this.
Not quite.
That red's not packed in, and the black's not saturated.
No?
You can still see I can still see. Oh, is it my screen? Hold on.
Hard to say.
I can still see a couple of holidays. Lighter spots. They're going to hear lighter It may be my screen, you know, because
You're right.
I've just flicked up to other screen, and it's just like colours a little bit better. But yeah, just watch your saturation. It's not bad. It's just about there. Just maybe just a little bit slower with your hand speed, and just watch. Just give it a right good clean, and then if you need to, and you can see it on it, just go back in what corner at mag. Just touch that area in. You don't have to go over it all again. And that. But bold move, pull a star off.
You know what? Somebody
I think they're two different stars.
I think they're two different stars. Yeah, and I was wondering the same things. I'm like, look at this bottom of this one.
One's on back at left shoulder, one's on back at right shoulder.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks. Who said that? Yeah. Well, I think they're. Yeah, the Gabriel, one on the left.
Right, you're right. The one on the left, as we're looking at it, is done a lot better and a lot neater than the one on the right.
It is absolutely.
It's the one on the right that I'm looking at where the red's not as packed as the other one. Yeah. Because if you look, the black's being flipped around on. It's just like flip the star over, you know, for outside.
Yeah.
So that they match each other.
Yep. That is interesting. It was right about the time they sent that in. It's like, man, why do they look different? Why is the color on the opposite side? It must just be me. Nope. Sure enough, it's nice having this many eyeballs on things. Definitely helps us out. But I see what you mean. Look, if we look at this one on the right here, patchy. Yeah, this one on the left, like you said, is a bit better.
Yeah, it's because that's what we're throwing. We're looking at it's like, they're on two different shoulders. That's why that's more solid. The one on the other side is not quite as packed as solid.
Shoot. Yep. It was a good observation. So, all right. Well, I guess we got this one taken care of there. Yep. Everyone's saying the one on the left looks a lot cleaner. It does. So, hey, if you're watching this person who did this tattoo, now you know. Oh, you're right there. There you are. Yeah, those are 2 stars.
Yeah.
Some of the lines. Yeah. Overall, not too bad, but like I said, a couple little things in there, you know. All right. Thomas, hey, so I've been practicing for about a year now. I'm from Queens, New York, and I'm a big fan and would love your feedback. My name is can anybody pronounce this? Oh, like I can hear everybody speaking. Sekou. Siku. All right. Siku, maybe. All right. So we're going to go with Siku. Well, let's take a look, Siku. We're going to start on the far right here. All right. Let me go back. How long have you been tattooing? About a year now. Been practicing. And look, all this is on fake skin, so we're totally cool going into it. Excuse me. That's the way to practice a lot of skulls all at once, is to just pile them up and knock them down. I think that the shading is pretty... It's a little haphazard. It's in its early phases. The lining has a scratchy look as well, but it's still a good way to get a lot of different shading in, because in the back here we got real light pieces, dark pieces. But overall, is it great? I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah.
But it's on fake skin.
It's on fake skin. Ooh, okay.
Same again with this one.
Yeah, our lines are real. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, the line works are rough on this. It's like he's, you know, sketched them in. You know, little lines, a series of loads of little lines, especially around. Nobody likes doing circles. Let's be right. Nobody wants to do a circle. Nobody wants to do parallel lines or anything when it comes to tattooing. But you have got to commit to doing them lines as smooth as you can.
Got to.
But it looks like he's sketched them in. Even on the flowers, you've got so many flowers in there around this skull samurai head, and they're all the same colour and all the same tone. They're lost. And I suppose if you actually look close enough, it's probably just one flower repeated all, you know.
Yeah. You're probably right. But the biggest thing is the lining, in my opinion. It's just, it's not dark. It's not really in there. And it really just throws the whole thing off on that one.
Yeah. Very scratchy.
This is, I do like some of this. The lining still, we see it everywhere. Scratchy, okay? At some point, we got to commit, like Andy said, to learning lines, to practicing running our lines, because you have strength in other areas by looking at this, you know what I mean? There's some shading points on here that are pretty good. We get a little bit of like contrast in the jacket and in the body and whatnot. But anywhere you see a line, it's just kind of like barely there, very scratchy. You know, you have a little bit of things going on here. The stencil is probably pretty strong because you really mapped everything out, so that's cool. The color's not quite saturated. The black is saturated in some spots, and then obviously shades out in others. But I don't know. It's missing the mark, and I think a lot of it comes from the lack of a solid lines where you're trying to have lines and crispness and what have you.
I'm just going to pick up on a comment here.
Yeah.
You know, in comments, Kyle, you bang on, mate. Kyle's put lines come from the shoulder and the elbow. My dudes, don't force a line. Dance with the stencil. Yes, you're pulling a straight line. Don't pull it with your wrist because your wrist is a natural curve.
That's it.
You pull like that. It's straight like that because they will pull. Your elbow and your shoulder will pull straight through. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can get away with using your wrist for a short little straight line. If you're pulling long, straight, clean lines, it's elbow, shoulder, elbow. Curved lines is usually elbow and wrist. Combination of elbow and wrist. Perfect. It's bang on what is being taught there, what is said. That's how it goes. And we all know that's how it goes.
Yep.
But yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, Dave, I've just got to go to the bathroom, mate.
Yeah, go ahead, mate.
All right, mate.
All right. Well, let's take a look at this one here. Again, we're gonna just kind of repeat. You know, they're just gonna sit over here and beat this freaking dead horse. But again, same thing. None of the lines here are there. None of them are here. They're just kind of like wispy, scratchy. This is where not to say you are, you know, the lingo scratcher, but this is where that scratcher name comes from, is from the style of lines and things are just kind of scratched in there, right? So yeah, you got to commit. And this black is not saturated. It's not packed properly. Apparently you like to do skulls. Super cool, man. But we're missing the mark here. You need to work on your lining. So if you're watching, if you're listening, oh man, I feel bad. Siku. Lines, my friend, lines, master lines, then pack black and move on from there. But lines have got to be a foundation, especially when looking at what your body of work here. The lines were there, we'd have a much stronger pieces. So again, line. I got tons of. Okay, so anyhow, guys, line work there. Give the stream a like. We're on our way to 100. I think we're gonna make it. We're at 88. Hey, are we fixed, guys? Are we fixed here? What in the world is going on? Andy leaves for just a minute and we screw everything up. Isn't that the way it goes? He won't even know what happened. This is going to be fantastic. We'll have to share it with him. Hey, Andy, what's going on, man? You left me unsupervised, and we just screwed the whole stream up there.
What you doing?
I clicked the wrong button and lost the stream. I can't believe it. Somehow got it back, and it was just the camera was stuck on your couch. It looked like a casting couch for some, like we were making a dramatic turn in our content here. But apparently, yeah, we're back on track. Phew, man. Cool. Oh man. Okay, so crisis averted. The chat was losing it over there. All right. So anyhow, I got to get my head back together here. Okay, so Jason says, I've been tattooing for a couple years. I recently picked it back up in the last 7 months. Been going heavy. I sent you some work a couple of weeks ago, and you could take it. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, dude. Latest piece. Not healed, about 3 days old. 3 days old last week, and some other work. All right, we're gonna start here and move to the left. So. All right, it's on fake skin. The lines aren't bad. We got some shading going on here. You're on that really kind of crappy fake skin, so the fact that you have something there, it's not bad, is, it is something. Oh, man, I gotta sneeze.
Yep.
It's been new live stream. I was just reading the chat over there. Yeah, I saw that.
You don't want to see this old fart taking his top off. You'll soon get everybody going off your live stream, Dave.
Yeah, same. I didn't know what was going to happen there, but you had the perfect couch. It just fit. Yeah, I don't hate this. Yeah. Like I said, it's not the greatest, but hey, it's on fake skin. We got to see more than one piece to really get an idea of what's happening here. Is this... I don't know what you have underneath of it. Okay, but let's see. In loving memory, it's not the greatest lining, but it's also, again, just like the last piece we looked at, it's not great, but it's not horrible either. I'm zoomed in at a decent amount, and most of these script
there's a couple decent. That's a double passed, and if you look at some letters, they're a lot fatter than others. It's not the best. I mean, you look at that. You look at Perry, you look at the double R when they're both next to each other, and they are different to each other. Like I say, it's not the best, it's not the worst.
Right. I think that's exactly where that one lies. But I don't know. I'm not liking this one.
No, this one's can I be frank? This one's trash.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the center of that cross. Look at the outside lines of that cross, and look at the heavy black in the middle. They're not even parallel. That bottom part, it's tapered across. It goes up to it. It's like, oh wow, no. Let's not have this one on.
No, this one's not working out. And in the shading on the inside here, it's botched, man. And this is what you're doing if you're trying to put on solid, straight lines. Obviously, you can see when they were doing the lettering on the side, that arm didn't have, they were right here. They were in this little area, small area. Once you start having to run longer lines and you don't have that confidence, that practice, or that knowing what you're looking for, man, not
is this
cool.
Is this lad in chat? Somebody's just put up. It was a cover up.
Was a cover up?
Well, what I'm going to say to you, if it was a cover up, regardless. But if it was a cover up, the design should have been made for the cover up.
Not like this,
and not just adapted the design as it goes straight up, through the cross like that, and then comes across. Do you know what I mean? As it gets to the center, it hasn't worked. It's got away from you.
Yeah, it's a miss. It's a miss there. I mean, even if it's a cover up, and again, we're not trying to beat you up right now, but unfortunately, if it's bad and it's bad. But if you look at this line right here, it doesn't even come close to matching up on the other side, even if it was at an angle per se. And you can sculpt this black on the inside, and it's not even sculpted. I mean, you could have gone back. It's just smoothed out. The lining that's going on in the background, some parts look chewed up. It's open in some areas. So yeah, overall. It's a miss, It's a miss.
No consistency on line weight either.
And
I can see top left-hand corner. It's got reference. The reference is there on a clipboard.
Oh, you're right. Look at that. Well, yeah, there are. I mean, in some of the lining, that's what stinks. Some of this lining is consistent.
Yep.
And a lot of it and some of the stuff is pretty consistent. But in this cross where the eye is drawn to, it's jacked,
Yeah.
So send us some more of your work down the road. Maybe it be on some
diamond on end, isn't it?
Oh, okay. I missed this one here. Big heavy glare on this one. Hard to see. Thin needle there. It's hard to say.
I can't really make it out.
Yeah, I know it's X-Men, and they're. I don't know. It's hard to say what's going to happen here. It looks a little, might be burnt a little bit. If you can overwork dark skin, it will burn. You might have done that there. All right, but as a whole, I hope that Jason, you're able to take the information, man, and just understand that it comes from a place of trying to help you out, man. It's just not quite where you want it to be. What is this? Shoot, I won't download anything. Bah, bah, bah. All right, let's see what else we got here. Gotta give him prop for that. All right, Courtney, you are up next. We already looked at your stuff, Courtney, so we're gonna back out. We got 13B RX8. No information here other than a tattoo in the skin. My 2 pennies on this one is the line work isn't too bad. I'm not sure why it kind of looks like it's curving, but maybe that's the idea of it here. Obviously, this black line, it could have been sculpted up a little bit more. You have that ability because it's solid black, but most of this is not bad. Even the little flower over here, not too bad. This doesn't look to be a terribly large tattoo. I mean, when I say not bad, I'm like, look, if we were really judging this, obviously, like, you want all these to be a bit more consistent. A couple of them are off, but I mean, again, overall, I think it's all right. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, spiderweb at middle at coffin. Yeah, not bad. Line weight's pretty consistent. The big thick black line around the outside is fairly consistent. Just loses it a little bit on the bottom of the coffin. You know, it could have been sculpted in a little bit better. For me, maybe being a bit more dramatic if the other open line to the other side of the coffin, that'd have been heavy black as well.
Yes, right
may
here.
Have worked. Oh. Yeah, that may have worked better for me. Right. But it's not bad. It's redeemable. You could let it heal. You could just straighten some of them lines up, go in with a final liner, straighten some of them lines up, you know, just sculpt them out a little bit. It'd be fine. But it's not horrendously done. It's salvageable, but most of it is okay.
Well, 13B RX8, thanks for sending that in. And guys, also, while we're going through these, if you have any questions, let us know in the chat. If you got something that you just want opinions on, let us know in the chat. We'll give you our thoughts, and also the chat will give you their thoughts. Plenty of people in the chat who have experienced stuff and whatnot. So again, if you're watching, you're not in the chat, that's fine. But if you have a question, put it in the chat. We'll try to answer it, or somebody there will see it if we don't, and help you out. Also, if you're in the chat, you can make friends with other people in the chat. And we're usually here on Sundays, and we get a usual crew, and it's nice when we get some new people jump into the chat, and they just breathe a little new life into it with different thoughts, opinions, and ideas. So don't be afraid to do that. Adam Bacon, right on, Mr. Bacon. Done on myself and my girlfriend. I've been tattooing on and off for about 18 months. Love the channel. Well, thanks, man. Well, excuse me. Let's see what we got, right? But these lines are put in way too harshly. They look, well, I don't know. Sometimes it's the way that light hits it, but boy, these look like really thick and scarish looking.
Lips are,
very harshly put in.
They're harsh. The eyes super harsh, and I'm looking at them, and they're looking as if they've been literally drilled in these, because they're looking raised and quite scarred. I mean, the eyebrows. Look at the 2 eyebrows, especially the left-hand one in the corner, and that blown out chuff. It's really well blown out. The lip, you can see where it's come round the line, and then it's slowed right up to the left-hand side and dipped too far into the skin and like halted, and it's given that blown-out dotted effect as it comes round it. So, I mean, I understand it's on yourself and your girlfriend. Oh, fine, fair enough. You've marked yourself up, but what I would say is just let's have a go on some fake skin. I know it'll come out a little bit different on fake skin, but hey-ho. But then again, we've seen a lot worse on here, Dave. You know that.
Absolutely.
We've seen a lot worse.
This is not the worst by any means. And somebody did say Batman chin, and it totally see Batman chin here. But there are some good things here. There are some color being packed. Some stuff's being learned. Some lines are in better than others. But again, it looks like you could probably do things a bit better as long as it's not in a face. The face looks like a different person did the lips, eyes, and stuff than the rest. Not that the rest is amazing, but it's better, you know.
Probably better if they'd have pulled out for a 3 or a 5 line around eyes and lips.
Yeah, exactly. So Justin had a question. I'm gonna read it real quick, guys, so you can give your thoughts in the chat. Not so much a question. Okay, I use a coil machine, and when I was using mags, I found it extremely hard to get the right angles just due to the build and shape of a coil machine. And that's kind of the thing as well there. Justin, is that when using a coil machine, not that I hate them or anything, but there's a bit of a learning curve getting into one of those, learning how to tattoo. Also, the weight, the size. I always found it hard. So I would have to move it to a weird angle, but then you'd have to adjust stuff. You can't turn your needle. You know, it is a bit of a pain at times. So I would honestly, personally, my opinion, would suggest you look into getting yourself a coil machine. I mean, yeah. Geez Louise, a rotary machine of some kind, specifically a pen style rotary machine. There's tons of them out there. They don't break the bank. You're definitely going to thank us for it later. That's my opinion, guys. You can give your thoughts in the chat as well. Yeah, okay. And Kyle says he loves coil machines. See, so there you go. And Danick says there's boobs. There you go. You're not. Dan, are you just supposed to be at work, Danick? Look at him, man. He's supposed to be on a shift right now. Okay, moving on. This one is a bit better than the last one, I think. Again,
yep.
But if you, some of these you want to say those lines are a little harsh, but at the same time, the skin on the hand, is a bit more textured, so the light can bounce off in weird ways on the hand as well. So I think this one's a little bit better. I think they could have been a little bit more intentional, a little darker with some of their colors to get more contrast, because it's kind of light all the way across, in my opinion.
It's
yep.
Lines are a lot better in this one compared to the last one. They're definitely a lot better.
Yeah, definitely smoother.
Yeah,
definitely smooth. Let's take a look at our. Oh, this is straight from Instagram. Okay. Well, if we look here, I'm not sure. Is this a haze? Is this a slight blowout throughout here? Or am I just seeing a little bit? And I think it is too. Even on this one back here, there's a bit of a haze. So careful there. Careful. Oof, this is put in real harshly up here as well.
Yeah.
Your lines, I don't know what you're using, but they seem to be kind of being drilled in a little bit hard. I mean, you're getting a good saturation out of them. But again, and if I look at this, I don't know what the reference looks like, but this thumb is kind of wild. I don't really know what's happening here with these hands and this wrist. So there's some good things here, but overall, I think it still needs some work, man. Definitely still needs some work. Yeah. All right. Kyle says, if you like coils, you'll love the Bishop Packer. The Bishop Packer has got some power, but there are a lot of other machines as well that have power as well. I love the Packer, but I've used other machines too that just as powerful for less money. And I'm not dissing Bishop. I just know not everybody has or wants to spend $600 on a machine. I loved it, though. I do love the machine. Hey there. I'm back for another critique. I'm Filippo, a.k.a. Flip from Germany. I've been tattooing now a little more than a year. I visited a tattoo academy to get started, and now I'm working in a shop for a year. Right on. I finally did 2 bigger color pieces. The black and gray one is a cover-up. Every piece was drawn by me. All right.
Cool.
Well, let's take a look. Yeah. Dope, dude. I like this a lot. I really do. Man, like the color in the glasses. I just really like this style of piece. It looks good. I don't know. I mean, you can probably pick some stuff, but I love it.
I'm digging it myself. It's a super cool, stylistic, illustrative color piece. Straight up my street. I'm not going to give this kid a hard time. Do we want to zoom right in and get super nitpicky?
I don't think so, man.
I don't think so. I don't think it's fair.
No, I don't think so either.
Most tattoos are viewed from 1 to 2 feet away.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If not further.
And I think when we are zooming in, because people are like, well, you zoom in on other stuff. Well, that's because you can clearly see like, oh, it's a jacked up line. Well, we already know it's jacked up from 2-3 feet away. We'll get a little bit closer to see how you could have fixed that jacked up line, right? But here, nothing really shines out too strongly. No. Overall, it's relatively clean. Yeah. So I don't know. I like it. I like it. Let's see what else we got here. Bam. Am I going the right way? Let's go this way. Aha.
Right.
Nice. This is nice too. I love
Yep.
the different line weights, even
Yes.
though they probably, built this line up to be that thick. That's totally fine. That's normal. You in your design, it's like I want a thick line, small line. You can use the same liner. It doesn't matter. You just kind of, make that bit larger. The black in the hair is pretty well saturated.
You can tell by pores in skin that's well saturated. You can see pores in skin that's saturated. Couple of little lines of the around the top of the hair, where it shadows the top of the hair, like mimics it. There's a couple of little lines that's got away from him up there, especially towards left hand side. And then it always transitions into this lovely light dot work for this effect.
Yeah.
He's done a really nice job. Different line weights. Not going to beat him up too much about it. We've all got good days. We've all had bad days.
It happens. It happens. You can have it does. You can have one great tattoo and with one line that just makes you mad, and it's like whatever. I still like it. I'm just gonna look past that one line. But anyhow, and another decent piece. Again, lining looks pretty good. The color is packed in all right. The brown's a little patchy, but other than that, it seems all right. All right to me.
You know what really stands out for me?
Go ahead.
You see how it's come down either side at face?
Yeah.
And two lines either side. If you look at his face actually looks as symmetrical as whatever. But this part of from like the cheek down, how he's got it, and it's actually symmetrical, and it's got that line weight, and it seems to be, it looks to be same the other side and both sides of the face. For me, that's a nice job. That's that works.
Yeah.
His attention to detail is good for for this style. And like I said, it's done good. It's done good. I'm not going to beat him up over this.
No, overall, I think you're definitely doing good stuff, man. Filippo, he's in the chat, man. Thanks for sending in. Nice work, man. I think from here you're just gonna move forward. You know what I mean? There's nothing worth critiquing. There's nothing worth pointing out. You're gonna find your own flaws at this point and things that you want to change and move forward with. And just be cool and just to keep on developing, man. So thanks for checking it, sending them in. Love to see him again in a month or 2 or 6 or whatever, man.
Keep going. Get your experience under your belt.
I agree. All right. Inksa, he says, thank you. And again, you're welcome, my friend. All right. So next up is Ashley. We got no information, Ashley. We don't know how long you've been tattooing, what you've been doing. Yeah, well, it's we're gonna assume not too terribly long here. Okay. It's not really that good, all right? There are some decent things. These lines are, relatively the same thickness for the most part, so, that's a plus. Some of these are curved, all right, but overall, I don't know what you did in here. What did you do scratching in this black? I don't know if this is supposed to be shading or what this is, but it really doesn't do it any justice. If this was supposed to be a cover-up in here, again, I don't know what's happening. It's really hard to read. It doesn't look very pleasing, aside from a few decent lines and a few, it's really nothing I really, I don't really know what to do with it.
No, it's I'll be honest with you, I'm not liking this one.
No.
So it's all black. There is some half right lines in this, but it's like you say, have the tried doing dot. It looks like they've tried doing dot work with the mag in them flowers. To be fair, just to be blunt, like tried doing dot work, and it's all black. And no, I'm just it's I'm just not feeling this one. It just don't flow.
No, and with no backstory. Not that you have to have backstory for anything, but with no information saying like, "Hey, I bought a machine yesterday, and oops, I shouldn't have done this." But I just like, okay, well, we know why it looks this way, but we don't know. But I do know. Get yourself some good fake skin, real skin, REEL, true skin, pound of flesh. Practice on that, and don't do what you're doing right there. You'll thank us in 6 months to a year.
I don't think they've been tattooing too long.
No. So we got Jordan. Hi, Dave and Andy. So I felt confident enough to move to my leg. 4 weeks, 3 weeks, and 2 weeks old, respectively. Well, I'm going to say this way, moving this way. I don't know. Let's start here. I don't know. So you've only been tattooing for 2 weeks when you did one of them, 3 weeks when you did the other one, 4 weeks. That's a pretty short amount of time.
That is a short
to
amount
be
of time
tattooing.
to be on skin.
Yeah. I mean, and we've seen them, Andy, have we not? Where they're like, oh, damn, okay, well,
Yeah,
like, some people have that ability. They just get lucky, whatever it is, it's fine. Some people go out to play basketball. They don't even know how the sport works, and they just make shots. They're just really good at it. And you're like, what the hell, man? I've been practicing my whole life, and whatever. So with that out of the way, most people need practice. So let's take a look. And yeah, it's not. Let's see here. It's not too bad. I don't know which one this is. This might be the 4 weeks. This might be the 2 weeks, but I'm not sure exactly what it is I'm looking at, though. What is this? Do you know, Andy, what this is?
Would you
kindly?
I don't know.
I don't dislike it. I think that the color in it's packed, the red's packed, the lines are pretty bold. It's a little tattoo. It's not huge, so it's right in there. Yeah, I'm not really sure what it
for
is.
2, 3 or 4 weeks. I mean,
yeah,
it's better than some of the others we've seen at 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah, huh? All right. Well, let's take a look here. Okay, what do we got? You know what? Well, first off, from the spot here, I can clearly see this is a person in a yellow jacket with some pants and a balloon. So good on you there. I think that it's readable from here. I just think that it might have been a little bit better. And I do see you did kind of put a little bit of a line here wherever you could. So that's a plus. Yeah, a little bit. You're probably going to want to put a tiniest bit of line. But overall, I don't hate this piece. I think it's pretty cool.
I mean, it's the style that it's done
right.
in. The style
That's it, the style, yeah.
And you sit back and you look at it, and I mean, first thing that comes to my mind is the film It. And that's from
that's it. Yeah.
But it's cool. I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I know the style that it's in. It's not meant to be illustrative or anything. I know the style. It's more of a painterly style.
Yeah.
And if this is either 2, 3 or 4 weeks, it's
not bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yep. And that's the thing. Again, some people, they have enough background when they get a little, figure that tattoo machine out and figure a few things out. It's like, oh, okay. All right.
Especially if they're like, this can go with your Pork Chop Express.
I think this was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This was 3 weeks, and this was 4 weeks.
But the one in the middle, to me, I would have thought was 4 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it could be. Who the heck knows? You know what I mean? But yeah, this is definitely like their first go at it, and yeah.
You know where this is from, don't you, Dev?
Pork Chop Express.
Yeah, Big Trouble in Little China. But look at it. You did your Pork Chop Express. Somebody's done it. Looks like is it Wizard or whatever it is, and that's
cool.
Big Trouble in Little
China. There it is. Yep, somebody threw it up there. That's cool. But the piece itself, I think, is a little lacking. But
yeah, it is.
You can see the progression here, the difference, the change, and what they're doing.
That's my favorite.
Yep. This one right here in the middle, yeah. Yep. And even if it heals and you lose a little bit of it, because I mean, you can always go back, but it's fine. It's a good piece. Nice job, Jordan. Thanks for sending that in, man. And for this short period of time, doing all right. But don't judge if you're out there going like, what the heck, man? 4 weeks, I've been at it 4 months, 8 months, and I'm not. Don't compare yourself to other people. Everybody comes from a different walk of life, a different background, a different skill level. You just keep moving at your pace. As long as you're improving and being smart about what you're doing, you're going to do fine.
That's the key there that you said there. Be smart about what you're doing. Think about it. Know your own boundaries.
Well, I'm looking for nothing written here. So this is from Hunter. It says Medusa in Valkyrie. Okay. Well, let's take a look. Hey, I did this tattoo. Well, we changed it a little bit. We added some filigree at the bottom and changed it. We did our little modifications, our our 15% requirement or whatever you say.
Mm.
So I have some familiarity with this piece. However, the lines are, especially in the face here, and this piece right here at the top is a little bit rough, man.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit rough. The eyebrows as well, a bit rough. The eyes, the nose lines here. It kind of looks like we get this like bluish haze. It tells us maybe those lines were a little deep. And overall, just not enough shading to really sell a lot of these snakes either. But all right, anyhow, go ahead, Andy.
No, I'm just, again, them lines around them lips do it for me. It's like the super dark, super heavy, just round. I understand the style. I've done it myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're just them lines around them lips, even though it's like as it is, it just it seems to overpower the face for me. And like you say, some of the shading round through the head and in the snakes, it's becoming a bit monotonal and they're getting lost. We're losing that legibility of the tattoo. We know what the tattoo is because most of us have seen this one, or similar ones to this. So you know what it is, but it's a little bit busy and monotonal for me.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I keep wanting to reiterate the same things I keep saying. So I'm like, all right, dude, you just stop. We killed that one. Let's see here. So overall, looking at that piece and this piece, there are definitely some lines here. There are better lines here than on the last piece. There are definitely some lines that need some work, but let's assuming your lining improves over time, your shading is lackluster. There's no, it's very flat, right? We're just putting just enough, and sometimes a minimalist shading works, but it's not working in any of these pieces. So try to drop some solid black in, get a little bit more contrast in the piece, and develop your line work at the same time. I think that's going to be the way to go. And Justin says, learning from my mistakes and YouTube. Exactly. And it's no different. That's exactly what I'm doing every day, is making mistakes, going, well, can't go back from that one. Just going to have to try to do better next time. That's literally it. And that's why, it's good to learn from other people if they're willing to tell you stuff. So anyhow, most of you guys here are, and I really respect that as well, that you can tell somebody, hey, this is blah, blah, blah. And they're in the chat going, thank you. I know what you're saying. I mean, that takes a lot to accept sometimes, So Matt, hey man, been watching you for a while and a lot of your videos help me a lot. I've been tattooing for about the last year. Here are some of my recent pieces. Thanks. You've been tattooing for about a year. Let's take a look at your pieces, man. This is not I don't like this.
I don't like
this at all.
I don't know what's going on around mouth.
Yeah, they tried it almost like they took one of those.
It's not helping. It's got dermalize on top of it, and it's plasmaing out. It's got a second skin on it, Dave.
I see that, but I feel like even through it, some of the shading you can still see, and it's still where the black is. It's very splotchy. There are some things here. I like this little shading at the bottom of the hair. It's like, oh, okay, we're figuring some shading stuff out, but it's like broken English, right? It's like, we kind of see what's happening here. But we're not getting the full picture here. So anyhow, yeah. All right. Well, there's more here. There's more. They're in the Bad Witches Club. Okay. In improvement from the last one, and this again is a ballsy move, trying to do this long straight line, and you didn't nail it, but you didn't screw the pooch either. Overall, it's reasonably there. Most of these little petal lines are pretty good. I don't like these leaves. I don't like these leaves with this zebra print in them. I'm not a fan of them. And if in the middle of this sunflower, if you could try to get some sort of like shape, some sort of texture. And I know for me, I do the sunflower, especially when it's like this sort of like non-realistic style. I usually just make sure if I do dots, a little heavier dots in the middle, darker around the edges. It gives it that kind of like curve and fall in feel. And the first time I did a sunflower, I'm like, what the heck do I do? It's just a big blobby area. Give it some shape, darker in the center, darker on the outside, round it, boom, call it a day, whip out from here. And then obviously up here as well on these. I don't know. Maybe they're maybe they were supposed to be off, but I think if these were more symmetrical, it would look better. And yeah, so and I'm not even talking about this TJ and this over here. I'm assuming, I don't know why I'm assuming that's not even part of what I'm looking at, because that red's not saturated at all. All right, I don't know. You got anything to say on it, Andy?
No, you pretty much covered it on that. Like I say,
okay.
It's missing it. It's missing it middle and that. But yeah, you pretty much covered it, Dave.
Okay, we'll hit the next one. Oh, geez. All right, Andy. All right, man. We'll let you give your 2 pennies on this one.
Yeah, it's light, isn't it? It's very, very light. Is this shading? The shading or lack of is the first thing that hits you on this before we even get looking at the line work. It just doesn't look finished.
Yeah,
this piece.
Yeah.
Like I said, from here looking in, some of the line work doesn't look bad. It looks semi-symmetrical in places, as opposed to being quite parallel. Some lines are quite parallel to each other's, but this is before we start getting further into it. But the main thing is the lack of shading, the depth of shading.
Yeah.
On this, so let's get in a little bit closer, Dave. And then
sure. How about the top? Is this okay up here, Andy?
Yeah. Let's drive into it. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. This is as far in as it will let me go.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that what I like a little bit is only from about, I don't know if you can see my little cursor from right here, most of that, and then to about right here. These little hoops, most of those are, you know what, pretty consistent. We lose it a little bit, mainly over here. The circles, we lose those a little bit. For the most part, they were, well, it's just not quite consistent enough, but it's like, it's close. It's close. But I mean, aside from the shading, obviously, what you said about shading, 100%. When it comes to the lining, you know, a little bit more effort, and it would have really been taking it to the next level.
It's like around that top part when it comes down, it's got all these little lines, you know, so close together. You're either going to need to bust out a fine liner, or if you're designing this and you're designing it from scratch, why make it so difficult? Put a few less lines and space them out a little bit further. Make it a little bit more readable, because over time, them lines that close together at that size, in 2, 3, 4 years, they're going to start merging into each other, and they're going to be even less legible. And it's like you said, it's like the black dots that go over the top. Make them a little bit smaller, so you're not having to do big, as big as circles. There can be a larger dot rather than a circle, and it'd still look as good.
I agree. Sometimes we do it to ourselves.
Yeah.
Unless someone's specific about it. Again, I love my wife, but when she designs some flower stuff, it's like, 3 or 4 flowers and a few extra little things. It sells it better, but you're trying to put like 15 flowers where it should be like 4, and it is what it is. But something I try to, like, she doesn't tattoo it, so I'm trying to let her know, like, look, let's not make this harder than it has to be, I'm
laughing at a comment, Dave. I'm laughing at a comment.
Oh yeah. I know which one you're laughing at.
No, nose looks like a ball bag.
Yeah, that's how you put it up. And it's
cool.
Dang it, man. Dang it. You want to be like, you want to be like, yeah. I mean, they all look. This one specifically has got quite the candy. Yeah, okay, all right. Smoke says less is more. Yes, it is sometimes. Oh man. Okay. All right. Well, we have another one, which I think they did a much better job of the 3. I think the lining around the heart is still a little lackluster. It's not quite there. It's not quite smooth. But from looking at the image, knowing what it is, what have you, I think this is much, much better. Especially if this stuff over here is probably from the same person. This is where they did a lot of their learning. And this is why I'm always telling people, try do smaller pieces so you can always go back and fix them up a little bit or whatever. But anyhow, this is an improvement.
Yeah, this one
is an improvement. Oh, sorry.
No, that one just for me, like you said, so much of an improvement. Could have busted an 11-round liner out for me, or a 14-round shader, and gone round that out to make it an heavier solid line.
Yes,
just to make it pop out, and
absolutely,
it'd have done it. But that's the better out of all of them.
I agree. Yep, this one is the. And everybody in the chat saying, you know, hey, definitely big improvement here, definitely. And look, we can see a little bit of the one down here in this. Oh, let me move it over here. I can't get any lower, obviously, but you remember the one we looked at first?
Yes.
This is it without the plastic. Actually does look a bit better without that plastic on there. So maybe, yeah, still has its flaws, but this one, best piece, improvement for sure. So Matt, take it for what it is. You know, you got it. All right. Next up is Unknown Sleet the U. That's one interesting.
I think this kid's from Australia.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said hi. Yeah. Hey Dave, I love the show, bro. Oh no, man. I think this is a video. Shoot. Oh. All right. Hey, Unknown Sleeto, if you're in the chat or something like that, let me know. Resend it, and if you have it in a picture form, because I won't download pretty much really anything. Just out of fear, okay? So, yeah, again. Hey, Matt, overall, dude, you're going down the right direction. You just got to clean some stuff up, man. Just got to clean some stuff up because we saw the improvement. And on that, Andy was right. On that heart one, practice with the round shader for a little bit and then blast around that heart with a thicker line, maybe like a 9-round shader. I think it would really take it to the next level, man.
Work's going in the right direction. There's nothing wrong. It's going in the right direction. Keep going. We've all got to learn. We've got to learn somewhere. So keep going. Don't give up.
You know Tattooing is the heart. This person says right here. Tattooing is the hardest medium I've ever tried. Oils, chalk, airbrush, mulch. More forgiving. Oh, much more forgiving. Yes, all those things are much more. Tattooing is it's a whole different ball game. Oops,
it's like you can't rub this crap out either. You can't rub it out and start again. You know,
you can't. Yeah. But let's see, death. I'm learning tattoo on my own and have decided to send a few more recent since I last sent in. I've gotten better, I feel. Thanks for the info you've posted. Thanks again, Death. Yeah, Death X. Thank you. Yeah. Well, let's take a look at that. Yes, I think he's been. Yep, there he is. Keep up the work. You'll get better, everyone. Yes, absolutely. So here we have what looks to be in your tablet. Yes. And I remember somebody did ask, hey, what tablet do you guys use? I personally just use gosh, why can't I? What is it, an iPad? iPad. You can use an iPad Pro, an iPad Stand, anything that takes the pencil. If it takes a pencil, then you can get Procreate for it. And Procreate is what 90% of, if you're using Apple products, you're probably using Procreate. So anyhow, that out of the way. If you're not, then talk to Andy because he has some other programs that he's been working.
Yeah, I have a Surface Pro, Microsoft Surface Pro, and I use Autodesk, which you can get for free.
There you go. Because I know there's been a lot of people ask me in the past, I don't like Apple, and I totally understand. So anyhow, so this is that. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. So we're going to jump back. Boom. We're going to jump back here. So, okay. So not too bad. We're using a thick liner, probably round shader maybe. I'm assuming you didn't build these up. And yeah, not too bad. It's a little bit more forgiving. We see some little boo-boos here and there, but overall, not bad. I'm guessing you're not going to be packing it black like you had it over here. But I think that's fine. I think overall, simple. It's all right. Nothing. I don't feel like we got to beat that one up or say anything about it.
No, keep it simple, keep it real.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty clean. Death says I changed it up with him. I used a 14. Maybe it's supposed to be RS, round shader, and a 5 RD. What's RD? Round D, RD.
I don't know what RD is.
I don't know what the RD is. Maybe they meant to say RS. I don't know what exactly this is supposed to say. Destroy. Okay. Destroy. Yeah. Not too bad.
It's not horrible. It's obviously it's the style of font that you've picked. That red, to be fair, that red looks to be in there.
It does.
For most of it. And if that's what if that's the style and what the person wanted, I don't think they're going away unhappy with that.
Yep. This is his first ever color round taper. I don't know what a round. Oh, wait, you keep changing it, Vincent. Okay, round liner. Okay, so use a 14 round liner and okay, good to go. Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good. This is also not too bad. The lines are all right.
Yep, little banger.
Yeah, little piece here. Hey, Death X, you're doing fine, man. Doing fine.
You're doing fine.
I like it. You're thinking. Yeah, he's thinking about it. He's got this is my piece here. It's not overly, no Mona Lisa crap going on here. Simple kind of thing. Change it up a little bit. Still looks good. A little bit of that. Still looks good. I'm assuming you probably did this too during your practice thing, so we can really see the improvement from what you're telling us now versus what you were doing there. So cool stuff, man.
Yep.
Thank you for sending that in.
Not biting off really big stuff.
Yeah. Death, you no problem, man. Yep, no problem. All right, George from Greece, you are up next, guys. All right, we're currently been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes. We'll probably go for another 20, 30 minutes. All right, so hang out with us, guys. Have we hit 100 likes? Have we made it? Have we managed 99? Are you kidding me? Good Lord, somebody hit the stinking like button. Hit it.
If we don't get one more, we're not coming back next week.
Yeah, I'm not moving on until we get 100 likes. We're not. We're not. We're just gonna wait.
That's it. We're not gonna do another one next week. You'll have to wait 2 weeks if we don't get 100 likes.
And again, people, what does it matter? It doesn't freaking matter. But I gotta have fun. It doesn't. It's not. They really does not like YouTube goes. He hit 100. We're going to share the stream. No, it doesn't. But it's just something fun. I don't know. I really don't. You do this.
Unknown sleep.
Come on.
Back in chat. It says, I'll send it again.
Oh, okay, yeah. 103. All right. All right. Bombs are bursting. Things are happening. We'll be back. Okay. All right. We avoided the catastrophe. Okay. Well, tattooing for the last 2 years. Thanks, guys, for the 100. That's our goal. All right. Tattooing for the last 2 years from Greece. All right. Yeah. Who needs love? I do kind of like this tattoo, though. Just the whole premise, how it's done.
I prefer that to the other leg.
Right. I don't like this nose, man. Right off the bat, boom.
It's too busy and too too tonal.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a little bit needs to happen there. Oh, this is different.
Oh, yes, I like this.
Yeah. Quite different from the last one.
Smooth. Is that as close as you can get in there?
Oh, we can get closer. Where do you want to be? You want to try it right about here?
Right about there, because I'm just looking at the black. Black's a bit.
Yeah.
The black looks like at the top. It looks like it's got a little bit patchy.
Yeah.
But I love the use of colours. Only thing I would have been, and I'm not saying it's wrong what he's done. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just in some of the butterfly wings, some of the transitions between colours would have been nice to be just a little bit more blended out, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
a little bit smoother instead of because it's quite what a class of some of it looks like it's been cell shaded. But just like up there, it's just like to say, just a little bit smoother between them. But when you actually zoom out and you look from a bit of a distance, it's really it's a really striking piece.
It is, and I do see what you're saying. We get that yellows and oranges are kind of just right next to each other. The white is really popping, and I think that what we're having a hard time here is, again, you get all the oils and ointments and stuff on the skin. It's hard to really get it clean off and get a good photo without catching a glare. So that glare kind of throws it off a little bit. So it's hard to tell if your blacks are punched in super, super strong. But overall, man, from a design point, from an image, I like it. Could it be cleaned up? Of course. But I mean, we're not here to do that sort of thing here. Overall, I think it's cool. It's fun. It's different.
Cool.
Haven't
nice
seen
piece.
this before. Yeah.
It's a nice piece.
This is everyone's different, like totally different. If it's stylized to be this way, that's like sometimes you're like, oh, I don't like it. But what you didn't know is the client brought you in. I want this girl but I want to do it differently. I want it to be, you know, so you do the piece and then someone's like, oh, that doesn't look realistic, or that's not this. And it's like, that's not what this is supposed to be. So I don't know. We don't know. But I will say there are some things. This nose is a little funky. The lips seem a little bit small. This face is kind of oddly proportioned. You have some black here, but I wish there was some black in a few other spots. Some stuff looks a little flat. So, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not my favorite.
No, I'll be honest with you. There's a couple of little things, like you say, with lips and with nose, but actually when you zoom out, it's very, very stylistic.
Sure.
And I quite like the style. I like the shading through in the face, how it's done. It is meant to be done like that. That's
all I can assume, right?
There. And I actually like the effect he's got through the face.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be just the picture, and it may be just how it's taken. I'm just losing. I can't see much of the hands and the rope, but I think that's how it falls off this person's backside, you know, onto the leg, you know, as it curves under. So I ain't really going to diss that part. But I actually quite like this. Yeah, they got a few anatomical issues.
Sure. Yeah.
I actually do. Yeah, somebody just put it looks like a charcoal painting drawing. Yeah, it does. It looks like somebody's just, you know, draft, you know, across the face with charcoal.
And if that's what it's supposed to be, then, you know, it's better than but again, it's all right to me. I just feel like this eye over here is kind of losing it. Maybe it's supposed to be closed. The teeth and this is kind of flat. So I don't know. It's tough unless we know what the reference was and how it was supposed to be. It's just a tough one to read.
It's a hard call. You could be nice to have a reference.
Well, I do like this one a bit more. Wow, I went so far in on it too quickly there. This one, on the other hand, I do like it, and I do like the way it is shaded. A bit of open area, stippled, but it works. Whatever this is on the top of the head, you know, not a huge fan of. Not really sure how, what's going on there, but overall, I like it. The ear kind of. There's some things, but again, you're going to see that in any piece we look at. You're going to find this, that, and the other. But overall, this one's not bad. I really like that.
You know what I like about this one? The face. Mm-hmm. I always done the face, the nose, the lips, the eyes, the eyebrows, with this style of shading that it's actually quite a pretty face. It gives somebody here. And I do like this. This is, I'll give him credit where credit's due here. I actually like this piece.
Right. I like that they put this dark bit under the chin too.
Yeah.
They really push stuff forward. The contrast is right. Is her hairpin? Yeah, I see that as well. Yeah. The hairpin, and you know what? And again, I feel nitpicky because overall it's not bad at all. But the ear, I'm not sure, but it looks like it's folded, like somebody pinched the ear closed or something. It's probably not that way. It might just be what I see looking at it. But again, the more you look at it, you're gonna find stuff. But we're not here to do that. Overall, we both agree it's a nice piece.
Nice piece. All right.
Yeah. This is pretty cool. I'd see every one of these is in some different stylized thing, so it's really hard for us to understand it. I like this piece.
This looks Pulp Fiction-y, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And aside from, well, and again, I can't even tell the black. Aside from the black being not quite saturated, because look, you can see here where it's nice and saturated, and here it's a little bit patchy throughout. It was done kind of quickly. Aside from that, I do like it. Even the weird sort of shading in it. I think it could be done much cleaner. But overall, I think at the end of the day, it looks all right.
Yeah, it's very stylistic, is this one. And even though, like you said, there's a couple of little things that, maybe not packed in quite a bit of black here or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though it's not there, it actually still works with this piece.
Yes, it's
you know what I mean? And like I say, people are saying, saturation issues, this, that, but it's, even though there is maybe a couple of holidays here and there, it still works.
Yeah.
For some weird ass reason, it's actually still working with this tower. It's still making it look a good tower.
Yeah, I agree. There are some things, but you're right. As a whole, you look at it, you know what it is. It's readable. The cross, like the lining down here, the lines, it's, you know what it is. You can tell. and the imperfections almost add to the style in its own weird sort of way.
It's like
Sometimes it works out that way.
like I say, like an old school comic book film noir type thing.
Right. This one doesn't really. We've seen like this butterfly face thing so many times that when you've seen it done like on a really high scale, it's hard to look at them. You know,
It is,
this
but the
one's
thing is with this one,
okay, but I'm not really a big fan.
I'll disagree with you there.
You like this one?
No, I think
that's why I said I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a big fan of it, and
me neither.
You say it's okay, but I can see Editors are well jacked up on this one. If you go
for sure,
line work, but it's like you say, it's been done that many times. It's you know when you look at a picture and you think you said, I don't want to see this anymore.
yeah.
And that it's one of them tattoos that's, and I know they've sent it in for critique, but
sure.
I look at the bottom, just where you zoomed in there, the right hand
right
bottom of the suit. Yeah, the right bottom of the wing, right hand side of the butterfly coming up to body.
Yeah,
you got a thick black line. Left hand side, you've got the base of the wing coming into a thin black line. It's things like that. The antennas wobbly.
For this one, big time.
The either side of the butterfly's body not symmetrical. Then you go into mandala at top, where it comes round at top like this. They're not symmetrical or anything. You've got lines missed, line weight's different. And this is a problem with sending tattoos in like this that we've seen so many times. You're going to be super critical over them. You know what I mean? This is where you're going to see people's faults from miles away.
Especially when you're trying to do something that is very symmetrical, like you said, left to right. And this requires certain level of shading to pull off, and if you can't, and it's not going to work out. This tattoo demanded, I think, skills outside of your ability at this current time, and it shows, man. It shows.
Yeah.
You know, from here, you're like, okay, it's a tattoo. You know, oh, it's not horrible, but when you do get to the 2 or 3 feet away, you immediately notice things because the eye is really good at seeing symmetrical things. And when things aren't symmetrical, it's like, oh shit, it's not symmetrical. Oh, that line right there is walk that way. That thing, you know, whatever. So we got a real ballpark of stuff here, man. Definitely for 2 years, you got a lot of stuff going on, man. So just keep at it, dude. Keep at it. Try to refine some stuff. Work on the shading. Work on the lines. I mean, it's the same stuff for most everybody, really, at the end of the day. I am going to... Who is the person here? Hang on. You have to go back. We opened up an email a while back from a person who got their work sent in, but there was an issue. The unknown
sleep. Somebody sleep.
Here it is. I got it. I got it right here.
0.
Yep. I'm going to pull it back up right here. All right. On the unknown sleep, I found your email, my friend. Here we go. Hey, Dave, I love the show, and I've been tattooing since March. Not very long. And here is a few things I've done. What do you think? All right. We're going to start here. Simps. Okay, well, I think that we have too many of these simps in the world, and I think people just need to be their own person and stop trying to be what everybody else is. My speech.
I can't really comment on UV or the style because even though I've got it and I've got it myself and I start playing around with it and messing around with it, I don't want to comment on this one because I could make myself look a complete and utter fool. So fair play to you. You've had to go with UV ink. And I probably had to comment better myself when I've played around with it a bit more.
Yeah, no, it is different. It is definitely different.
Yeah.
But I know I wouldn't want to do it like full on tattoos with UV ink. Again, I think it's good to do like accent a piece so that maybe when the lights under UV light, maybe a tattoo gets accented, or maybe there's like a hidden tattoo in a tattoo. I don't know, but I don't want to sit around and tattoo entire tattoos with UV ink. I think it'd be funky. Maybe this is what it looks like without it. I mean, I don't really know what I'm looking at right here, so we're just gonna move on. It's all right. There's
It's
some
not
things
so
I think it
bad.
just suffers from a lack of like a smooth,
Experience.
soft shading. Yeah, just experience. But overall, things are in the spots they should be in. The hands don't look incredibly jacked up. It just needs a solid. It just needs refined. It really needs refined. Um, and it needs some smooth shading, some softer shading, some and that's just going to come with practice on fake skin, practice on yourself, whatever. But next level is line work improves when as you improve, and you got to start working on that lighter shading. But I think the eyes look decent. Well, I
Yeah,
better stop talking.
like I said,
They're
it's
all
not
right.
horrible. Just for a few months, and it's not horrible
Yeah,
at all for a few months. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, does it need work? Yes. Does it need some extra shading? Yes. But you're just going to have to take a step back, look at it. What could I do? What could I do better? Smooth a bit of this out, smooth a bit of shading out, um, put a little bit more dark tones in. But I don't think it's horribly bad.
no, it's not
Like,
horribly bad at all.
no.
No, no. In fact, if this, I mean, like he said, his buddy wanted him to do it, and you know what? If it's on your friend, they're probably happy with it. They're probably like, yeah, man, this is cool. And when it heals, if it's not already, I don't believe it is. It's gonna soften out, smooth out, and look even better. And I don't think that you did anything horrible. You're probably super excited and proud of yourself when it was over. And we're just telling you how, if you want to take it to the next level, you want to
Yeah.
really start to refine things, work on that softer shading. I think that this green is just too much of the same exact green,
Yep.
and you need some colors in there.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
just got to watch your lines and line weights. You've got some on this one. There's some bits missing. We've got some holidays, some consistency in line, especially on top right hand shoulder. We seem to have a break in it, which is,
Yeah.
so just stand back. The line, I don't know how far this in, but you've got a line in the middle at forehead. I don't know whether this is semi or whatever. That looks really heavily put in. It looks a bit
Right.
scarred up. Top of
Yeah.
left hand shoulder looks a bit drilled in and a bit scarred up. There looks a bit raised, a bit drilled in.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
like
And
I
green
say,
is a son of a gun to pack in.
yeah,
So I mean, kudos there. This is in its healing process already, or at least it's not. I don't know. You can tell like it's starting to get that
yeah,
little like scab is starting to form here and there, a little tiny bit of what have you. So hard to it's sometimes hard to judge lines once they start to heal a little bit because you really can't tell it. They develop a texture at times, and it could heal fine. It could be this, that, or the other. But yeah, I don't know. I just think just a bit more, even some darks in the armpits and stuff. I'm not sure where exactly your light source is coming from. If it was coming from dead on, you could shadow back the torso a little bit, his armpits a little bit, whatever. But overall, you pack some solid ass green in there.
yeah.
So there's some things happening in the positive. Oh, it's a cool little liner.
Cool little piece.
I think there's a couple little like hazy blowouts here within actually a lot of the lines, to be honest. But it's just on that hairy line, that hairy border between. And blah, blah, blah. But I think it's relatively cool.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Interesting.
We've got some.
I don't even know how to feel, but I feel like the colors are not quite saturated enough. Especially dog over here, poor guy's not quite there. But you know what? It kind of like it just because it's kind of cool. It's got a bunch of cool characters
lines,
in it.
Some of the lines
banner.
It's a bit light. A bit inconsistent and a bit light. Then on right hand side of the banner where it comes down, it looks like there's some blowout in that corner.
There is.
Right
there
hand
is.
side.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna have to watch your consistency. Practice. You need to get some fake skin. Practice some line work. Is my advice.
Just for sure, man.
Get used to your needle groupings. Get used to how much pressure you need to put on. To get a what sort of speed and hand speed you need to get a consistent line. Then adopt it over.
Absolutely. And it's going to be a tricky thing adapting it over, but you'll get the hang of it. You'll get the hang of it. What do I think of this one? Well, I don't know. If this is supposed to be black packed in here, it's not quite packed. If you meant for it to be a little open here for shape, then so be it. The leaves aren't too bad, but some of the stuff in here gets a little lost. You got to take your time with everything if you can, you know. Every little part of it matters. When you're first doing tattoos in the beginning, you know, the details just aren't there, right? You're trying to figure all this out. But as you improve, you want to start honing in on these things, right?
Yeah. And do you know what I think would have helped him in this tattoo?
Yeah.
Is putting some white in it.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, in the little leaves, just to highlight them, just to break it apart. Ends at leaves, tips at leaves, down one side at leaf, because it's all black and grey. I think some little white highlights would have helped him along a lot further with this one, and it wouldn't have looked as dark. I do think the name in it is not going to last very long and stay there. But
yeah.
Because it's so fine. What is it, Wayne? Yeah. I don't think that's going to, because it's so small and so fine in there.
What are you looking at? What?
Oh
my goodness. I didn't even see that. Holy cow, dude. I'm thinking, name. What the heck's the name in this thing? Holy cow,
that's
man.
Sign it.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's not. Oh, man. It's already lighting up. Wow. They just snuck that in there. Snuck that in there.
I think a bit of white in this and have helped him out no end and make it, even though it is as it is, a little bit of white in there would have helped him out no end and transformed this piece.
Yeah. It's not bad. Could be refined a little bit. Valentine says Andy with the Hawkeye. I know. Like, name. What the hell? We look at the same tattoo. I thought maybe I had lost the stream again. A name. I had looked this over and I was like, okay, scribbly lines, you know. Wow, fantastic. There's a hidden name in there. Oh, I like this one the best of the ones I've looked at so far.
Yeah.
That's the best. The color saturated well. Lines are decent, consistent at least.
And
should be there for a while.
I'm a massive sucker for a full color Chinese dragon or Japanese dragon. Clean balls to walls color.
Yeah,
as it's done. Yeah,
nice job. Oh, and here we got a few of them. Okay, we see that. Yep, definitely on yourself or a friend or something. But overall, man, not too bad. Bad. Definitely things are happening there, dude. I think you just gotta, just keep working out a little bit. Be patient. Let me go back down here where it was. Scales look consistent. Yeah. All right, Byron. Again, guys, we got about 10-15 minutes. Give the stream a like, guys. Share the stream with somebody you think might help. Maybe your piece was in here. You felt like you got some good feedback. Share it with somebody. It just helps the channel in general out. So appreciate it, guys. Thanks, Dave. Just sent in a fake skin work today. Done on very cheap skin, but I want to say it can be done if you have the dedication to just do your best. Been tattooing around 6 months when did these fake skins. Yes, you can absolutely do decent work on poor quality fake skin, but you're not doing yourself any favors. And this is not bad at all. I mean, I like it. Dude, the browns, again, look at this fake skin. You can always tell by the corner what this is. For the type of fake skin this is and the amount of saturation you can actually obtain from it, it's not bad. It is not bad. I think this one's pretty good. Oh, Andy, what do you think, A little bit of some floral.
You got a little bit of floral. You can tell. Don't get me wrong. You can tell it's the cheaper fake skin by how the colours are going in.
Yes. Like kind of
it's not too bad. I prefer the purple flower to the red one because your purple flower has got more colours, more texture.
Right.
It's got your shadows in. Your leaves just missing a bit of dark green for me, and maybe a touch of yellowish colours. But it's just missing some really dark green in, and the other flower maybe a bit of darker red, maybe a little bit of pink. But hey, it's not bad. That's just an artist's choice of colours. That's all that is.
I agree. The lining's pretty good.
You just beat me to that. I was just going to say, look, but the lining looks really quite good. And to say it's on this cheapy fake skin as well.
Right.
Not done a bad job there at all.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, here. And this is again that cheap fake skin, some decent color packing for the
Yeah,
quality of material he's working with here. But again, if you were to do this on a good quality, like a decent fake skin, a bit better, even if it's thicker, this piece would look better just in general, straight up. So think about what your work could look like if just by using a better quality
yeah.
fake skin, and it's going to go in easier, the whole 9 yards. But overall, I think not bad piece
Overall,
there either.
it's cool.
Yeah, doing a full green piece, getting comfortable with some
Yeah,
different things, not bad. I think the color choices here were a little off, in my opinion. And obviously,
what I
the
am going to
lines
pick
look
on,
pretty good.
I'm going to pick
But
on this one. It's quite
sure, go
simple.
ahead.
She's got a colour packing in, she's got the lines in, and you know what's laid down? Look at that circle from one side of the wing to other. It don't follow through.
Yes, it does have a
It's
bit
got
of
it's got a dip in it.
elongated.
Yeah. You keep spending all this time on your fake skin and everything, and yes, you've even admitted it's look what you can do on a cheaper fake skin, and yes, you're getting the colours in and stuff's looking good, but just watch for your minor details. This is what people, and this is what always seems to be a client will pick up on, is
Yeah.
the littlest thing like that, where it doesn't just follow through from one side to other as a circle. Just
Right.
that's key things.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, again, the eye picks up those circles. Had this
Yeah,
just gone up like at a bit more of an angle almost, you could kind of go, oh, okay, maybe it falls up and around. But it looks like it was cut in half and the other half put over there.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Again, the lining is not too bad. Again, considering what you're working on here.
No,
I still say, man, for what you're doing on this quality of fake skin, I definitely think if you got yourself a nice, good quality, real skin, REEL skin, pound of
yeah.
flesh, true skin, it costs a few extra bucks. But you have got the skill level now. You've practiced enough that you're going to utilize that fake skin properly. You know what I mean? You're not just going to do a bunch of stupid doodles on it. You're going to utilize it properly like you are with the cheaper stuff. So. Yeah. Smoke says you are on the right path. This person is on the right path. Yeah, and we didn't even see one piece on real skin. There was not one tattoo on human skin, but he is on the right path because
he's in chat.
Oh, he's in chat.
He's in chat, and he went. I knew you'd get the circle.
I knew you.
Got to get you on something, Byron. Got to get you on something. You're not getting away scot-free, buddy. No.
We got Eagle Eye Andy here. You're not gonna make it, right? He caught the word in the forever. Eagle Eye Andy. I'm amazed he got it that clean. Yeah, he did a good job. Look, Brian, people are impressed because they've seen what people can do with that cheap fake skin. It's not the greatest, and you've done a pretty nice job with it. We looked at these the last week, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we looked at these.
No.
We didn't look at these?
No, I've not seen that one.
You don't remember? Oh. Maybe I did it when it was just me. It might have been the other day when it was me. That's fine. We'll do it again. Hi, Dave. I'm sending you my pictures again. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. We did look. Or I looked at him on my. Yeah, I couldn't enlarge him. It might have been when I did like a midweek stream. Right. I'm sending my pictures again because you couldn't enlarge them last time. I think it was a problem with my Mac. The face was my first realistic attempt. The skull, the second. The owl, my third. I sometimes have cuts in the real skin, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, well, it could be just cutting it by running a little bit too fast. Right. Is my hand speed too slow, or am I too deep?
Could be.
It could be a mixture of both, and that's what sucks sometimes. It's not a simple answer. Other people might be like, hey, look, I did this, and it helped me there. So if you're in the chat, you can give a little advice. Maybe you had this problem. Go ahead.
They don't say what machine, what stroke length, what voltage.
Well, they tattooed with the Power Wand Packer. Okay, so they're using the Bishop Wand Packer, the Power Wand, same as the Bishop Wand Packer, at 6 volts. So not terribly fast, and it doesn't require a lot of volts. I usually run mine around 6 volts. Maybe you would like to open the pictures and criticize them in more detail. Sorry for asking again. Love your channel. I don't think we're going to be criticizing these overall. I think they're quite nice. But again, good fake skin. Practicing.
The thing is, he's using a packer. it
Yes.
may benefit him using, because is that the 4 mil or 4.2 mil
4.2.
stroke? Yeah,
4.2.
so it may be better off with a shader with a 3.2 or a 3.5, and that to help him stop chopping the skin to bits. Or if he's running at 6.5, try running at about 5.8. Yeah,
and you're probably moving. You might be also moving your hand too slow.
Yeah,
it has a harder punch.
Yeah, but that's what I say. If he tries dropping his voltage down to maybe 5.8 to start with,
true,
and giving that a go.
And the other thing too is, are you doing it on a hard surface? If you're on a hard surface, that alone is going to cause you to punch through it as well, because you're not getting any bounce, no forgiveness. Definitely put some paper towels, piece of foam, something under there to help you out. Because looking at this piece, it's not large. We can tell by the size of your machine compared to the size of this piece right here. This is done quite nicely. I personally wish there was a little bit more black in here just to contrast some stuff. The snake gets a little lost in the leaves and with the flowers and whatnot. So I personally, a little bit of black to push the flowers forward and the snake, yada, yada. But the stippling looks nice and whatnot. It's a decent little deer.
Yep, I quite like this.
Yeah, I don't have any qualms with this.
No, it's a tidy little piece.
It is. James says I run my Packer at about 5 volts with this low hand speed. There you go. It's funny. Everybody runs a little bit different. Every machine's going to be different as well, depending on your stroke and other things. This one is also pretty decent as well. Yeah, just a nice little bit of shading. The contrast is niceness. I like how they put the dark right behind these open flowers. Yeah, not bad. And this is, I think it's quite nice. Especially coming from a, learning on fake skin sort of a thing here. I really like this eye over here. This particular one just peeking right over there. You got the right shading around the nose. Maybe right in here kind of, catches me a little bit. It kind of looks like the nose, it might be smashed a little bit like this versus instead of a nice curl down. But the teeth look decent. I liked what you got going on the lip. The fake skin's a little tricky because you get this, you will still, even though you'll always get this kind of like patchy almost look and feel. And this is good fake skin, but I get it as well. But when I'm on human skin, it's a bit smoother. Okay. This is the one time I've noticed that from fake skin to real skin, there is a little bit of a smoothness. But if your stuff's not looking good, don't take this and go, well, it's going to look better on skin. Not really. Okay. But I think if he were to do this on, go ahead.
No, you're going. I'm just thinking that also with this one, in areas on skin, you may have been better off flipping his mag around.
Yeah.
Dragging it.
Yeah. Doing a backstroke. And on fake skin. Yeah, on fake skin, it does take, depending on what you're doing, how you're doing, it can be the ink takes immediately or it takes a little bit more effort. So you might even want to apply a little more pressure. But yeah, that backstroke is definitely key.
Out.
But overall, nice piece, man.
Nice piece.
Yeah, nice job overall. And this as well. We have a lot of like soft, smooth shading in this, and it works. It does work. I like the texture. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything negative to say about it.
No, use of black's good.
Yeah.
Like the texture. Reads well.
Yeah.
Person's on fair skin, it's nice shading. It's
nice job.
Nice job.
Yeah, and this is good. Oh, we got one more. And this is good fake skin. This is real skin, they call it. REL. Yes. Nice. I like it. I like the tree. I really like how they put the black silhouetted tree in there. And it popping up out of the top.
Yep.
Nice little soft textures coming out. Yeah, nice job. And this kind of stuff really sets you up for human skin on so many different levels, because this stencil, just like probably in the other ones as well, has got a bit more things going on in it. So you're learning how to read the stencil, ink, line weights, how to manipulate your mag. So much stuff you learn on fake skin. It's just crazy why that people just kind of keep going. I don't like fake skin. I don't want to. Well, I mean, look, again, he didn't send us one piece that's on human skin.
No, that owl eye for me is just awesome. Sweet. Just sat there peering at you. There's this owl eye. It's like, that's nice.
I love
It's a
how soft the
nice,
eye is too.
yeah, beautiful.
Fantastic job. Thanks for sending those in. It's cool now that we could actually zoom in on them. All right. Just about 12 minutes left, guys. 12 minutes here. My name is James Adams. Been tattooing around 10 years, but took a 5-year break when I got into recovery. 5 years clean now. Just getting back into it again with rotor machines. This piece was a second session. I worked on it 3 weeks after outlines and dark blacks was the first session. The detailed soft whites. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna look at it. Ooh. I like it.
I like it.
I really do.
Super like it's that stylistic.
Yeah.
You know, don't get me wrong, you see a lot of tattoos now where it's like scribbly out, line and everything all over it. This is quite slick. This is quite slick. Is this one?
I agree. I really do like this one. I mean, overall, everything on it. I like where you put the whites. The shades are right on. You can tell it's stylized, with the different line weights, the different lines going around. I like the whip marks we have here. It's just enough. Then shading on it. I mean, everywhere you look, it's like, yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that.
I mean, just look at the softness. It goes from all that, and then just look at the eyebrow. The softness in the eyebrow. You know how it's done. It's just got a softness, and then just that little bit of third off shading around the side of it. It's super slick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, and somebody also said, congrats on your recovery. Absolutely. 5 years. Good for you, man. That's awesome. Life-changing. Life-changing. All right, Gabriel. Let's see what we got, Gabriel. Ooh, I don't know. I'm hoping this is as good as it looks from here. Hey, guys, I want your opinion on oh, man, I got to burp. God, just dang it. Hey, guys, I want your opinion on my lettering tattoos. I've done a lot of lettering. I've done like 4. Okay. The Chinese letters on the neck was the first one I did. Also was the first person I tattooed. Okay. Chinese letter first one. Okay. The rose was with the name was Mass second, and the Roman letters my third, and did one yesterday on myself, and I used 7 online, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Spend way too much time reading sometimes. All right. So this was the first one you did on somebody. And if this is healed, we definitely got some lines that a little harsh.
And that's scarred.
Yeah.
They're blown and they're scarred. Neck is super soft tissue.
Yes. All right, what do we got here? Okay, not bad. I don't mind this. I think it looks all right. It's not terribly big. Well, maybe it's bigger than it looks on top of the neck. Actually, doing a tattoo kind of similar to this tomorrow. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see him. I wish we could see the rest of it on this one right here.
Yeah,
because this one looks like it has a bit more darks in it than this one. And personally, I think this is simply done, but I think this is okay. For my opinion, this flower up here is all right. Could you have done more? Sure, but it's all right. I can't tell if this is all blown out or if that's just shadowing in there. Because sometimes, the skin gets raised up.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of the text, but I think it's the font is used, or it could be the photos. I'm just not a massive fan of the text. It just looks a bit janky, does that? But for a nice little simple flower, if it's quite small, that flower, then it'll work. If it's a big flower, it's a bit basic. But if it's a small one, it's not bad. You put a few white dots in the middle of it.
Yeah, sure.
Pick it up, but I'm just the text that's throwing me the script.
Yeah, it's probably not the best text to go with the piece. No. Yeah, hopefully oh wow, this is tiny. I can't go any further in on it. All right. Well, I'm not a big fan of this from here. I don't know how you guys can see it, but it's a little bit larger on my screen, and it's a bit wonky. I mean, it's on the side of the hand, like going from the thumb area to the wrist. Not a huge fan of it.
It looks off to me.
Right?
Is it the V in the end? It's
closing up, huh?
Yeah, something don't look right. It should have been opened up a bit, that V. But these are the choices that you make. You've got to be careful when you're making your stencil. If you put your stencil on and it don't look right, wipe it off and put it on again.
True story.
I mean, I've amount of times I've had a client and I've wiped it off 2 or 3 times until I've got it right. and put it on. There's no shame in that, because at the end of the day, if you put it on wrong, you're going to tattoo it wrong.
That's it. Yep. That's Same if my reference is wrong, I'm gonna tattoo what my reference shows me. My stencil's wrong, I'm gonna tattoo to some degree what my stencil says. So yeah. And Justin says it looks like the lettering is getting taller as it goes. So there you have it.
Check out bottom picture. It says the bottom picture is actually bigger. Same one as that one, but it's bigger.
Oh, look at that. Yep, he sure is correct.
But it's still the same result.
Same pulls through. Same holds true.
Yeah. This shows actually more up, because if you look at the X, doesn't follow through from left to right, downward stroke, doesn't follow through the middle of the X.
Right.
The top part of it is further up the X than what the bottom part is. And this actually shows that it's not saturated in places, or it doesn't look to be.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, somebody did have a quick question. Yeah, you can real quick though. Yes, Aaron's drone services. It is blown out in some areas, or at least it has a real heavy haze around it.
Yeah.
And then so this person asks, can you reapply the same stencil after you placed it once on skin, but didn't like how it fits there? Yeah, I think you can, right? If the stencil's still okay, if it's not smudged, if everything works out, I think you can. But I often don't. I'll end up reprinting a new one. That's just me.
I've just got into practice. I would say no. I've used it once, because I use inkjet, Dave. So usually with inkjet is, if I've used them once, the ink, how the inkjet printer seems to work is, even when you whack the saturation up and line density and everything, and that it's not like using the thermal imaging paper. Once you use it, it doesn't put as much ink down. So once you've used it once, don't use it again, throw it away. You know what I mean? The thermal imaging paper, I still only ever used them once anyway. And I just got into that fact of just only ever using them once, just reprint another and go again.
Yeah, and that's the great part. I do really love that about the inkjet style printers, is you're literally like, oh, no worries, just click print again and zoom right out. That I really do love it for a lot of things. But if you're running through a machine, if you're hand making them, unfortunately, I mean, you're probably going to have to make a new one. But can you use them? You can. How often does it happen? It's rare, because that means your original stencil has to still be intact. You don't want it to be smudgy, and sometimes they're smudgy and you rip them, taking them off. I mean, you're better off just making a new one. Yep. Don't even monkey around with it.
What we got? Antonio
McCants, whatnot, guys. Give the stream a like if you're hanging out. We only got a few more minutes. We're coming up on 3 hours, and that is the limit. It's Antonio. This is my 4 practice tattoo I have done. Your 4th one. I've been having trouble with my gray. Was even the one drop or black, and 6 white drops dark? So that's something I need to work on. Okay, so you're having trouble with your shading. Oh, that's cool though. I thought this was a piece of fake skin there. I was zooming in. I'm like, no, you put the card on the fake skin.
Right.
Hey, I think this is okay though.
It is.
I think it's okay.
Is that the cheaper fake skin, Dave?
I can't tell. I think it's got a square cut, so they're really throwing us for a loop here. It doesn't look. No, it's got to be. You can tell by the wipes and everything. Yeah. It's kind of being that. It's all kind of being left behind. This is cheap, so not bad either.
And I think this is what's doing him in with his shades, because I think it's the cheaper fake skin. But what I would say to him, if you're having trouble with your shade, we don't know what size caps he uses mixing this ink in, because you use a large cap of 17, don't you? Is it 17 or an 18?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it's 17 millimeter.
I looked at
14,
mine.
14 or 17, one or two.
Yeah, I looked at mine are 15s.
Okay. I mean? Yeah.
So it's a larger cap to a standard, what I use for my colours, because my colours I use like a 12
small
or a 13. Yeah. And if I'm only doing a small piece, I only use an 8. But the other thing is if you're using a larger cap, I'll be honest, I now put about between 8 to 10 drops of white in.
Yeah.
You know, just to give it that milkier. And I think that's after talking to you, actually, Dave.
I've upped it myself a bit. I remember in the original video, it was like 6. And funny enough, I will put a few extra drops in the darker tone as I go up. So it'll be like 6, 6, 6, like for the first bottom 3. And then depending, I'll put like 8, 9, 10, 11. Nowadays, I kind of just want a little bit more white in that it's weird. But So it's better to just go by the video 666 if you're just trying to figure it out. But definitely, Andy, you're absolutely right. Change it. You just figure out. You just learn what you want, and nice job here, though. I think.
The thing is with fake skin as well, as you know, Dave, you put it in, you can put a lighter tone in, but if you keep packing that lighter tone in, and you pack it in enough, it will eventually go a darker color. Anyway, but skin, in the skin, but in real skin, it heals lighter. Right?
Absolutely, yes.
You're just going to be a bit lighter packing it in.
Yep, because fake skin doesn't heal. It is exactly what it is. Real skin obviously is going to heal, so you start to learn the differences between them. And you're right, you're just going to get a darker of that exact same tone. It's not actually going to get blacker. At least that's my experience.
Justin Reeves, I make my grey wash now.
They make your own grey wash or premix. Yeah, I make my own.
It says, do you make your own grey wash or premix? I used to make my own. Then I was talking to you one day. I swapped onto Empire inks. Pre-mixed, but I found that there was too dark. You know, when you was putting them in the skin, they was all quite close to each other when you put them in the skin. So then I started adding white to them, which did make it better. But now I've gone back to making my own.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just always have made my own, and for the same reason. I had the first time I had a color set from. Oh gosh, I can't even think. It'll come to me. But anyhow, and they all felt like they were the same tone. It was frustrating. And maybe I make mine similar, but at least I feel like I know what is in it, and I know that is darker and yada yada.
Yeah.
This is from Dave. He says, "Hi, been tattooing 3 years. Excuse me. Use a 7 round liner, 5 round liner, and a 7 mag. Thanks, Dave. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, okay. I'm not a fan of this green. I think this is green. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is green. That's supposed to be behind this. I just don't really a big fan of green as like unless it's like wall to wall and it looks like that whole never mind. But overall, I think the lines and all this, telling from this photo, looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, lines look pretty good. I'm not a fan of these. What are they? Is it Ganesh or whatever they're called? Elephant heads. I'm not a fan of the tattoo, but then again, I'm not judging the tattoo. I'm not critiquing it over the style. That's what the client wanted. Say, I mean, the lines look quite consistent. I'm looking at like the chevron parts. All the gaps seem to be fairly parallel and apart.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm not feeling out of this really is the flowers.
Yeah,
they seem to lay it down a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah. They do, and the green behind it, I'm just like bummed. But overall, like I said, there's a lot of little things, and overall, a lot of those little things look good.
Yep.
Client liked it enough to approve it. Other than I'm with you, Andy, 100% on this one. We're in alliance on this one. That overall, sure, that's what they wanted, but the flowers,
just makes. I don't know. It just spoils it for me. It just detracts. They don't seem to be on the same level as the rest of the tattoo.
Yep, agreed. But hey, Dave, overall, man, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Just 2 people's opinions. So, let's see, one more here, maybe 2. Actually, no, we're already past 3 hours, so just probably everybody will drop off. But this is gonna be the last one. What do you think? Question mark. My friend insisted on getting a tattoo from me, even though we both knew I wasn't ready. Oh gosh, well, we might have to do another one then. We picked this. We don't want to end on a bad note. I'm not saying it's gonna be bad, but the way we're reading this and setting this up is not gonna be good. But all right, we picked design that could easily be fixed if something goes wrong. Okay, and we had a friend who's professional tattoo artist that said he will fix it. That's an odd setup there. So we had professional. So we had no worries of ruining his body. Was a fun
No.
experience, but I'm going back to fake skin until I am truly ready.
Fair enough.
It's important not to rush and ruin someone because you are overconfident but not really ready. Cheers. Bam. Here we go. Here's my problem. My problem with it is because it's so silhouetted and so black, these legs over here look funky. You know what I mean? Like it almost looks like that's a mouth or something sticking out, but it's not. It's the side of the legs. Luckily, it's okay because it's just a black silhouette.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say it's not as bad as what I was actually expecting.
Right.
I'll say it, Dave. It's not as bad as what I expected. Yes, that back leg looks funky. It looks like
this one here.
It looks like it's just stretched out like that, behind.
Yeah, right. I'm not laughing because to be mean. It's just kind of funny. That's all.
No. But I'll be honest with you, it's not as bad as what I was actually expecting. I was expecting worse. To come out of this one.
Absolutely.
But you could have a little bit of white in there. You could have a little bit of red in there. Do you know what I mean? I'll be honest. It's not as bad as what I was thinking. You can do something with it. Maybe put a few drop shadows in and totally turn it around. But I'm actually going to turn around and say it's not horrendous. It's not as horrendous as what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. I think it was not too bad, man. And you learned some stuff. You did some stuff. And I think you set us up so we were going to think the worst. And we're like, you know what? All right. It is what it is. It's going to be fine. You're going to go back to fake skin. You learned some stuff. And so not too bad. We got a bunch more here. So again, I apologize. I'm sorry to anybody else who has been sitting here. If you've been waiting patiently, I do apologize. But we've gone for 3 hours and 5 minutes.
Wow.
We've really done as much as we can today. And it's gone by so fast. Some streams just boogie on by. I hope that now that we're at full screen, I can tell my stuff is lagging here. I'm a little bit glitchy, but it's still an improvement from the other day. So I'm going to call that a win. Guys, give the stream a like. We're on our way out here. We have surpassed 100. We're at 112. We're winners today, guys. We are winners today.
Come back next week.
Yeah, the work wasn't bad. I think there was like one piece I think that Andy gave it the official. You should probably stop tattooing. But it was not as bad as some past weeks. So
no,
we guys are doing better for sure. Let's see. Are you going? Simon asked real quick. We're just going to answer a couple of these quick little questions coming in. Are you going from where you ended next week? Are we going to start here and go? No. So no matter how many, I get emails that come in all the time, and I get it. Some people don't know, but where we're going to start tomorrow, the next live stream. Once we go live, and you get notified that hey, excuse me, Dave's going live in 15 minutes. From that point on, from we get that notification, that is where we're going to start reviewing for that day. So I don't care if a million emails came in from today till next Sunday. From when that live stream notification goes out is where we start, and we end when we run out of time. If I only have an hour, I'll go for an hour. If we have 2 hours, we'll go for 2. If we have today, we had 3 hours. So we're in for 3 hours looking at your guys' work. So I hope that makes sense. So sending your work in now or later doesn't make any difference. You have to have the notifications turned on so that when we go live, you know that we're going live. You could get the notification. They're going live. Send the email in and then go back to work. Because I know not everybody, or go back to sleep or something. Not everybody works. And then later on, you can come and check it out. You don't have to be in the stream to have it viewed. You just got to send it in while we are live. All right. So I hope that answers that question. So anyhow, is everybody okay? Yeah, everybody's good.
I think it's about one of the longest, isn't it, Dave?
It really was. One of the quickest, in my opinion, though. It went just so fast. So fast. But Andy, I'm gonna throw up your thingies here. I have not been good at this. You got to remind me. I'm slacking. Wait, that's not the one. Jeez, who's in charge? Who's running this show here? Hold on a sec. Banners. There we go. Andy B. Bam.
That's me.
Go follow Andy. Go follow Andy. Support the people who are, helping you out, guys. Yeah. Yep. Because Lord knows it's rough out there. So go support your boys. Nonetheless, guys, have a fantastic evening. Andy, you got anything to say before we depart?
No, like I said, good turnout this week. Dave. Plenty of people in chat helping each other out. Questions. We've seen a good range of work come in.
Yes.
And like I said, it's like one of them said, "Oh, I finally worked out. I've worked up enough to actually send my work in. If you don't send your work in, we couldn't be here. We couldn't help you.
Absolutely correct.
We're only going to try and help you where we can. We're not going to completely obliterate your work. Well, unless we need to tell you to come, just dial it back in a little bit. But we'll try and do that in the nicest way. But like I say, great people getting see people in chat helping each other.
Yes, and that's probably the coolest part is getting to know everybody in the chat, talking to people in chat, all that stuff, man. It's really great. It's been great. And we'll do it again maybe sometime this week, guys. Busy week. Maybe I'll try to go live maybe on a tattoo sometime this week if I get the right opportunity. They're harder than they seem. A bit more stuff to set up. Got to kind of choreograph it a little bit. So I will do my best. Nonetheless, we'll be back here next Sunday and maybe some sort of thing midweek. Nonetheless, guys, subscribe, notifications, like, all that jazz I preach regularly. And until next time, our friends, so peace.